Lads, we started 25 off right. We are perfect through the NBA Cup so far. And I honestly did not expect to be here, but look, it is what it is. I've predicted every single game right so far in the NBA Cup. I know you got that confused ass look on your face, but look, I wanted to be different, and it worked out. We take it.
Look,
Did
Tyler.
you say 25? You mean 35? Episode 35?
I'm talking about my age. I
Oh, 25.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm officially now a
Yes.
week into year 25
I was
of my life.
confused for a
Tyler,
second.
dang.
He's not on D&D. Oh,
Bro, you're
crap.
so
That's
awkward.
awkward as
Listen,
hell.
listen.
You are so
Listen. Tyler, I was gonna give you your flowers, but you already took them, so there's nothing else to give.
That is fair.
I'm not surprised the games ended the way they were going to. Like the Hawks, like coming to MSG, they could have beat us so easily. The OKC, I was so high on Dallas, and I got Bucks right. And then who was the other team?
Houston.
I got that right too.
Yeah. But the thing is, you both picked Houston to go to the final. Or you picked Houston to go to the final.
I picked
Okay, see.
Dallas.
You picked Dallas.
Dallas.
He had Dallas,
winning it all.
But yeah, I've picked so far we're 6 for 6. If the Thunder can just clutch up tomorrow at the time of recording, yesterday by the time this episode comes out, then I will take a full victory lap in episode 37, which will be our Christmas special.
Yeah.
So, but that episode won't go out on Christmas, obviously. It'll go out the day after.
It'll be tough though. Giannis is on a tear.
But so is SGA.
So is
Listen,
Giannis is on a tear.
I watched every game in the Cup, and Lou Dort was on another level. Lou Dort's also really fat.
No, he's not.
I didn't
He's
realize
not.
it.
He's not.
He's really huge.
He's just short.
jacked.
He's huge.
Remember, don't give too much away because we're going to talk about the games later on. So
But,
I just wanted to open up the
it
show
was
with a little
fun.
bit of a victory lap because it's not often you get to go perfect through multiple rounds of any sort of tournament.
Yeah.
So we do be
Kudos
taking
to you,
that.
bro.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I guess this year we actually have 2 playoff teams. Last year it was kind of not playoff teams.
We had one playoff team and one play-in team.
Yeah, this year it's both kind of juggernauts.
Yeah, I mean, last
In a
year, if you look at
sense.
how it wound up, the play-in team made it out, lost in the first round. The other one got the 6th seed, made the Eastern Conference final.
Yeah.
So obviously now we got 2 teams that we'll talk later on in the episode about. One's a title contender. The other one should be competitive. I'm not ready to put them as a contender just yet, but they can definitely make some noise in the playoffs as long as
speaking of-
the Bucks.
Okay.
Because the Thunder are the favorites to win the whole thing right now. I
Right.
think it's pretty clear.
I am an advocate of making it as NBA Cup double elimination. I think it makes it more fun,
Does it?
but
Not really, because then the game doesn't really matter in a sense. Because then the Hawks won. Do you think the Hawks would win 2 games out of 3 against the Knicks? I don't know.
no double elimination. You know how that works?
Oh, double image like you go to a losers bracket.
Correct.
That's fair. I just think the groups
Not
need to.
best out of 3.
Right. I think the groups need to be just all inclusive with both conferences. Like there's 6 divisions, have 5 groups of 6 with one team from each division. And I think that will kind of make things more fair, more interesting, because East versus West is just like the playoffs. Doesn't really matter. Like imagine getting like a Nets Knicks championship rather than like a first round series.
Okay.
That would be fun, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
instead
or-
of being an East and West.
You can get like a Nuggets Celtics group team. Like that would be sick.
I like that idea.
But the NBA won't do that. But we'll see what they do later on as far as in the future. But look, really, I didn't really care what my predictions were. I'm just glad the Hawks. Ooh, my voice cracked. I'm just glad the Hawks won. That's really all I wanted, because
The Hawks winning just messed up my entire.
yeah.
Right.
But to be fair, the Knicks have not won an elimination game at MSG in a very long time. So I don't even think. They might not even have one. I'm not too sure. But look, it just kind of is what it is. Kudos to Trae Young, and obviously,
And his defense.
the whole team.
yeah, whole team. But we'll obviously go in depth on the game later on in the episode. We keep leaking shit. It's just a force of habit of ours. But what's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode number 36 of the Floor Spacer podcast. Tyler Schwartz, Anthony Cavino, and Giovanni Squatteri coming at you from the studio once again on this fine evening. Lads, how we doing?
Very good.
We're getting close to Christmas, and Christmas Day, I'm going to be in front of my TV the whole day watching hoops.
Yeah, I don't know who allowed the
me.
Knicks to get a Christmas Day game, bro. That's crazy.
I'm going to watch Wemby and Cat go body to body.
Hey, yo.
That's wild.
and see who wins that. I'm
Who's gonna
assuming Wemby is going to win that.
I'm assuming Cat's gonna
The
win.
Knicks will win the game, but Wemby will probably outplay Cat.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
I think Cat will outplay Wemby.
You know, these gut predictions you have, the opposite usually happens. So it's kind of a curse for you.
Did you guys see ESPN created the Jingle Bells commercial?
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
It is animated because it's easier to not have all 5 guys miss shots all the time in that commercial. Well, the first time they did it pretty good.
They didn't need to recreate it, though.
Yeah.
And they didn't need to include Mike Breen and Malika Andrews.
Yeah.
I saw it
made
the
it
first
cringe.
time.
Yeah.
I was like, and then I don't
loved
know.
it, didn't you?
It was okay. And then I don't know if you saw, but Prize Picks ripped
No.
it off,
Oh, they did?
and they did a similar one
Not
for
surprised.
Prize Picks.
Not surprised, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I guess they want to bring it all back and rip off the OG, which never is going to be beaten.
Yeah, no, that's literally the perfect one.
Who was in the OG? It was Bron, KD,
Ron, KD, Steph.
Dame,
No,
Steph, James Harden.
James Harden.
And
D Rose,
Yes,
Derrick
it was
Rose.
Derrick Rose.
and everybody was on a different team besides Steph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this is when KD was still in OKC.
KD, OKC, D Rose, Chicago, LeBron, Miami, and Steve Nash,
That was the other one.
Lakers.
Wow,
that was-
what a time!
What a
And
wash,
Harden was
Steve
on.
Nash.
Harden
I missed
was on
that
Rockets.
Yeah.
Don't we miss that NBA?
I love the commercials. Yeah,
Yeah. I do and I don't.
KD looked like a
because
kid.
My team had no future back then, and we had nothing, so I kind of don't miss that NBA.
So
but I like
nostalgic, though.
this new NBA where the Nets actually have a chance later on in my life. You know, it could happen.
I just filming that commercial, I could just see the director. Don't miss. Yes. Don't miss the dunk, LeBron. Don't miss the dunk.
Yeah.
The
Imagine
last
Bron
thing.
misses the dunk.
No,
I
imagine
think I have-
he makes the dunk and then like messes up the end phrase. Like, please tell me the camera was on. But he
Yeah.
says something else by accident that could have been even worse.
But that commercial was that nothing is gonna beat that commercial.
That was
No.
a goated commercial.
A lot of the
Goated.
old Christmas commercials are usually nostalgic, like the ones with the Hershey Kisses playing Jingle Bells.
Yes.
Like that's another good one. But
Yeah.
outside of Christmas, guys, this is our penultimate episode of 2024.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
next week will be our Christmas special will be our final episode of 2024, as episode 38 will drop on New Year's Day. So, and obviously next week's will drop the day after Christmas, because we're not going to bother uploading it on Christmas because we're all going to be with our families and everything of that nature. So that episode might be a little bit outdated. But as for today, we do have a very jam-packed episode for y'all. So obviously, a lot of trade rumors have been going down. So we're going to talk some trade rumors. We've all kind of split up a bunch of stuff, and we'll go over it later on. There were 2 trades that happened over the weekend. We will touch on those. We obviously will recap the NBA knockout games and predict the championship, or at least these 2 will predict the championship. And then we have, unfortunately, more injuries to cover because that's just the theme of this season. So if you guys do enjoy today's episode, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. We're closing in on 4K. We're less than 150 subs away. We're trying to hit 4K by the end of the year. We only have a week and a half left. So give or take. So help us get there. Only you guys can be the ones to get us there. If you're on Spotify audio platforms, give us 5 stars, all that stuff. Follow us on our socials in the description. Our personal socials are on the bottom of the screen right here. Get Gio to 1 million Twitter followers. And lads, are there any words, thoughts, comments, concerns before we get in to the first segment?
Let's roll.
Let's do it.
All right. We're leading off with injuries around the association, but particularly this week, it's just with one team. So this is just team injury,
Well, we technically have 2
This week.
teams.
I guess.
Yeah. It's
We're gonna-
injuries around the association, part 75.
Yeah. We're going to start off with something that's been positively better recently. So Scottie Barnes, during our recording last week, they were playing the Knicks, and Scottie and Kat got into a pretty brutal collision where Scottie fell to the floor and said he couldn't feel his foot. He was removed from the game. He was put into a walking boot for a little bit. They actually worked him out yesterday before the game without any restriction, and he was moving really well. And they got positive just feedback from that. Less than a week after suffering a right ankle injury. They didn't really clarify what it was, right ankle injury. But he should be back by the end of this week, they said. So Breath can now get released in Toronto instead of holding it. Scottie's not going to be out for any time. Presumably months-wise, he'll be back, probably missing 1 or 2 games.
Wow.
And then we also have more Raptor. Bruce Brown and Emmanuel Quickly are coming back soon, within a week or two. Bruce Brown is day to day right now. Quickly, he's ramping up his
Nice.
rehab after his broken wrist.
Elbow.
Elbow?
He had the elbow surgery
Yes.
for his UCL.
Yeah. So
But Scottie Barnes leaked it. Actually, he put a picture of their most recent post on Instagram with a bunch of the eye emojis, leaking that they're going to come back.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
okay.
and
So-
I did see the play, by the way, the Scottie Cat thing.
Yeah.
I forgot who was. One of them was going up for a dunk or a layup, and Scottie got
Scottie
caught in
was.
the air, and as he landed, his ankle inverted so bad,
Yeah.
and it was a nasty sprain. So it was like,
It looked worse than it was, though.
yeah,
Fortunately.
yeah,
Because that's scary. Ankle injuries are always scary, even if it's not like super serious. It's like if it happens once, it's bound to come back again and again.
right.
So
And
those
then
are
you can kind of run into the same problem Seth Curry and Joe Harris went through, where you have the loose bodies in your ankle and you have to get them removed. And
Exactly.
that surgery is really risky. Pretty much ended both of their careers
Yeah.
because they're both either retired or washed or both.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Fortunately, he's coming back, though. You said next week?
Yeah, they
That's
said by the end of the
sir.
week.
It's great news.
So the whole team with Quickly and Brown coming back, they'll have that whole team healthy.
Beautiful.
No one's fairly injured.
Beautiful.
I know Kelly Olynyk made his return last week, but he's been getting
I mean, here's the only
spreads.
the only downside to Scottie coming back is that the Raptors now have more opportunity to win games,
Yep.
and Quickly.
And-
Don't forget Quickly.
and him too.
But they're not trying to. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
that's what I'm saying.
It'll be.
But now
it'll
the better
be-
players come back.
It'll be good tanking, like we've been saying.
No, I
mean,
think
to
they're going to
be-
be winning games.
I mean, to be fair, they were playing obscenely well before they got hurt
Right?
and they were losing. So
I guess
look, it happens. Teams in the fourth quarter just absolutely go nuclear against the Raptors.
Yeah.
You just get
Oh, yeah.
magnet ball from three. So, but yeah, obviously it's good to see Scottie not, out for a long time. We should see him back within a week or two.
Yeah.
And we should be good from there. So that's kind of
Yeah.
it regarding the Raptors. But let's get into the main sort of team.
Yeah.
Because, this feels like a reoccurring theme at this point, but, kind of is what it is.
It's unfortunate. So we're going to stay in the same division. We're going to move down south to Philly. The first name is a staple in the injury report. He's here all the time. It's Joel Embiid. So he suffered a sinus fracture against the Pacers on Friday night.
Sinus,
Sinus fracture.
like
Yeah, your
Yeah.
nose bone. He was supposed to be rerouted over the weekend, which was this past weekend. They ruled him out for today's game, and he will, just before we started recording, they said he'll be reevaluated in 1 week from today. So this is not Embiid's first face injury. He's had numerous. So he suffered an orbital bone fracture in the 2022 playoffs against Toronto after colliding with Pascal Siakam. And then he also suffered that same injury, an orbital bone fracture, with Markel Fultz colliding
Wow.
with him in 2018.
Wow.
So it's about a 4-year gap with those two injuries. And then last year, we all know, during the Knicks playoffs series, we all saw the videos of his face kind of
Yeah.
drooping during free throws, and he revealed he had Bell's palsy. So now we're not seeing it, but we're seeing more facial injuries with Joel Embiid. His face is kind of deteriorating. His bones in his face might not be as healthy. So now we're, instead of worrying about his knees, we're worrying about how he looks.
Oh no.
So
What's more valuable? This is a question for both of you guys. Would
Okay.
you rather have face injuries or knee injuries? Like face injuries to the point where it distorts how you look, or knee injuries to the point where your career is over.
Well, Embiid already looks like he's 50. No, I'm
Dang,
joking.
bro.
It's tough.
That's a tough one, right?
It's really tough because I feel like there's a lot worse long-term sort of risks with a knee injury.
Right.
Then you got to go through knee replacement probably
Right.
and everything like that. But with the face injury, it's like probably a pain in the ass to deal with.
Yeah.
Bro.
I will say there was
That's a tough one.
there was a ratio with sinus fractures in the NBA. It's 1 out of 36,000 players.
So that's super rare.
Yeah.
Very rare.
Yeah.
It's
I
a,
mean, of
it's a
course it's
protected
Embiid, though.
bone. It's a protected, stronger bone. It's not really, you're
Yeah.
not, the
not
contact there
vulnerable.
is not often.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, here's the thing though. Like everyone complains about Embiid flopping all over the place, but maybe he's not flopping. Maybe he's actually getting hit because bro gets injured a lot.
right.
face injuries, body,
Well, you
lower
can't,
body.
You can't really condition your face. That's
Right.
just
No,
bad
it's,
luck.
It's a
That's
mixture
what-
of
but he puts himself in those situations where he has the opportunity to get hit.
right. There are times where that happens, but this dude is one of the most egregious floppers in the NBA.
Yeah.
So even like he gets like someone could just blow on him and he'll just fall over.
Yeah.
Also, this could also be the treatment he's receiving is kind of weakening his bones probably, and they're becoming a little more brittle.
What do you mean the
face.
treatment he's receiving?
The Bell's palsy. We know he was getting injections or some type of treatment last year that gave him the Bell's
Interesting.
palsy.
That's what caused the Bell's palsy, but I don't think
Yeah.
it's making his body weaker. I just don't think he's not in shape. And
Right.
when you're not in shape and you continuously don't get in shape, you're going to keep getting injured.
Yeah.
And especially because he keeps falling to the ground every possession. You got 7'1", 7'2", 290 falling to the ground every single time.
No.
It's not
Listen,
sustainable
that's
for long-term health.
Listen, my MVP is looking like that guy from SpongeBob that's walked
He's
out.
your MVP?
That walked out of the
Crazy.
house.
He didn't even predict him to win MVP.
Do you know the SpongeBob guy that walked out of his house in the full cast?
No, that's Anthony Davis. That's Anthony Davis. Joel Embiid's just, in those Lego games.
But
when they fall
I feel
apart.
like Embiid walks in every time. He's like, oh, my eyes. Oh, no, my knees.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, my toes. Oh, no, my stomach.
Yeah, there's always something up.
Yeah.
Who's the other guy from the Sixers?
We will. Oh, you didn't. You're
It's
gonna.
Jared.
Yeah, Jared McCain.
Yeah, I thought
you guys
so.
are looking at the notes, bro.
Yeah, I should.
We'll move on from Embiid. Embiid, hopefully in the week he'll be back. He'll probably be wearing a Kobe face mask, as we all know, a black face mask.
Yeah, he was doing
probably.
that when he broke his orbital.
And then he'll
Yeah.
Cook could go in for 51 game, and then he'll be injured.
Listen,
again.
he'll be Black Mamba 2.0.
Yeah, just for a couple games.
Don't insult Kobe Bryant like that,
Yeah.
bro.
All right, so we're gonna stay in Philly. This is a very unfortunate injury. It seems like these young guys or just rising stars can't catch a break this year. Same game, unfortunately, Indiana gave him some bad blood this past Friday. McCain suffered a meniscus tear in his left knee,
Aye.
and he will require surgery. I think he had surgery just over this weekend, and he's expected to be out indefinitely. So no timetable, torn meniscus in his left knee. Indiana as well. So Philly really got a beating on the weekend. So
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, look. The Dyson Daniels said it the other day because they interviewed him after the NBA Cup game. He said he was glad he got out of New Orleans because just that team.
Yep.
He said the team was cursed.
the team is
Oh
cursed.
wow, Dyson said that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dyson said
So-
that.
Wow.
Whenever you're in New Orleans, he had numerous injuries in New Orleans. He's been healthy this season. Knock on wood that stays the same. But in Philadelphia, man, I mean, Jared McCain was very durable during high school and college,
Right.
and now he's
Bro
in the
never-
NBA and already got hurt. Embiid's been on the injury report forever. We know just the complete body
Simmons.
breakdown of Ben Simmons, James Harden. Although James Harden was kind of self-inflicted because he was out of shape because he was trying to get traded.
Tyrese Maxey.
Tyrese Maxey's been banged up
Paul
every now and then.
George.
Paul George he's from another cursed team, the Clippers. Those are the three teams that can't stay healthy ever. And look, that's why I said the training staff needs some accountability because it's kind of bad. And
Wow.
look, some of them like Jared McCain takes care of his body. That's those kind of injuries are freak accidents. But when you have the Zions and the Hardens that are pulling their hammies and stuff like that, that's where the problems lie. I don't know what's going on over there, but yeah, it's a shame too because Jared McCain was the undoubted rookie of the year, and now he's not going to win it because you have to play 65 games, I believe.
that's
And
tough.
even if you don't, he's going to miss too many games anyways.
Yeah.
You'll probably see him back in March at the very earliest.
So who's gonna win it now?
I saw
It's really kind of an open race right now, to be honest with you. There's really no favorite.
the odds. Stephon Castle went up increasingly more. Of course, Dalton Connect is there,
Once Zach
Okay.
Edey comes back from injury, I
Zach
assume he
Edey
will
as
take
well.
the top spot.
Okay.
but it was McCain's to lose, and
Yeah.
now he lost it, but in a different
That
way.
sucks.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. But yeah, anything you got to say about it, Gio?
No, I think you covered it all, Tyler. I think you covered it all.
Anything about the meniscus injury since you're in the
I mean-
PT field?
I didn't see the injury, but usually those are non-contact twist of the knee.
Yeah.
I did that the other day. Hopefully it was a meniscus. I'm
Hopefully not.
Feeling good, but
Okay.
yeah. So
We get on a positive note. LaMelo Ball is back tonight as well. He missed 7 games with his injury, which I think was a right knee sprain or right ankle sprain.
Ankle. No, it was calf.
Oh, it's calf.
Calf, yeah.
But that's one rising star that did not get hurt by
Good.
a long injury, and he's back in the Hornets lineup tonight.
Yep.
And we'll see if he drops more triple doubles, more high point games to make him leading scorer ahead of Giannis because he's still really close.
Right.
But that's a positive injury note. So guys come back so far.
Don't worry, guys. Only a couple more weeks until Cam Thomas returns to the floor.
Oh yeah,
So
a lot of guys will be returning.
I've been really depressed since he's been out.
Well, have you guys been losing?
I don't really care about that. I just want to see him hoop.
Okay.
Because the haters are killing
You
me.
do
man.
care about that. You want to lose, right?
I do want to lose,
Exactly.
yeah. I'd want us to lose and him drop 40. It's really all I want to see. But yeah, obviously we wish these guys the best.
Yeah.
Hope they can return.
Yeah.
At some point we'll have another uncomfortable conversation regarding Joel Embiid, regarding his future. But I think we'll save that for another day because we have a lot to talk about in today's episode. So, lads, any final thoughts regarding any of these injuries before we get into the next segment?
Let's get to trade season.
Let's go.
Okay, so trade season has started a lot earlier than expected. We're just underneath 2 months. I think the deadline is February 7th. We are only December 16th. We had 2 trades this week. One was major, I guess, but not as major as the other one. But Tyler says that it's pretty major, so I'm going to agree with him that it's major in a different way that I might not know about.
Yeah.
But Indiana, we know they've been in search for a backup big man for a while now because Isaiah Jackson and James Wiseman both went down with torn Achilles tendons. And they have no backup big outside of Miles Turner, Pascal Siakam. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, backup centers there.
Isaiah Jackson.
I said that torn Achilles.
Yeah, they're both.
Oh, you did
They're
say
both
that.
out. They really have no one outside of Jarris Walker, who
and
really
Jarris
hasn't
Walker.
been playing.
But Indiana swung a trade for veteran Thomas Bryant from the Heat. They sent a 2031 swap of second-round picks to the Heat for Thomas Bryant. Thomas Bryant's averaging just under 5 points a game this season. He's going to get a lot of minutes in Indy, presumably as a backup, maybe a little more. But Thomas Bryant's had some good performances in the past, I think presumably when he was on the Wizards.
Yeah. When Russ was throwing lobs to him all game.
Yeah, but I think after his Wizards tenure, he kind of dropped off a little bit.
Yeah.
Because he got hurt.
He did get hurt.
He tore his ACL in 2021.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
He did.
But any thoughts? Is this going to be another Wiseman type of project where you're trying to rebuild this guy's value and see what you have?
Yeah, I think he can be good, Thomas Bryant. I think he has some untapped potential. I think he showed us glimpses of what he can do in the Wizards, and I just hope that he could, replicate that and go further. So now he has his opportunity, and hopefully he takes advantage of it.
Yeah, I mean, you see the locker rooms he's been in since he got into the NBA. He's played with some pretty decent centers throughout his career, like Bam Adebayo, LeBron James, Daniel Gafford in Washington. So I'm sure he's learned a lot from them, and he can shoot the three. I think that's the most important thing. Yeah. He's shooting three at a high clip this year on very low usage and very low minutes. Yeah. And that's going to really help Indiana out because Miles Turner, they rely heavily on his three-point shot. Mm-hmm. When he's on the bench, Isaiah Jackson can't really shoot the three. James Wiseman's not good from three. So you kind of get a surplus in as far as three-point volume goes in that end. And look, this kind of gives the Heat more leverage now to make a trade down the line, which we'll talk about later on in the show. But yeah, I really like the fit. There was really no other backup big option that they could have gotten for this cheap. You basically just paid pennies on the dollar. And, I commend Indiana's front office for being aggressive with it and getting it done now rather than later.
Yeah.
Because when you recently sign with a team, you can't be traded until December 15th. Mm-hmm. I believe Thomas Bryant's been with the Heat for a few years now. Obviously played in the finals in 2023. But, obviously now is the time to start making moves, and that's why these trades came about. Mm-hmm. So yeah, what did you think of the trade, Antoine?
Just minor trade. I think it's not shocking because we know Indy needs a backup big. And we know that they lost Jalen Smith in the offseason to Chicago. He signed there. He was their backup big last year. Really good player. Just never got up in the rotation with them a lot. Chicago gave him a little more money. But Thomas Bryant, I've liked him in Washington when he was drafted there. Really big body player. Yeah. As Tyler said, can shoot the three, can rebound. And if he gets really good minutes in Indiana with Miles Turner, We'll see. I don't want it to be another thing where they trade a center back or they just release him like they did with Moses Brown.
I hope not.
Taking him from the Knicks from us.
There's difference
and
because
sending him back.
Thomas Bryant's an actual NBA player. Moses Brown is not particularly on the same level as him.
Yeah.
But this makes other guys expendable now, though. Like, you could easily see Jarris Walker get moved. Obi Toppin's been thrown around in trade rumors.
Oh,
so
they just re-signed him.
Scary.
yeah, it's getting interesting.
Yeah, Indiana's on a rough patch this year.
Yeah, they are.
You know,
Not really surprising. They overachieved last year, and you have a little bit of a hangover period.
Yeah.
A lot of the guys have been banged up. So
my playoff predictions are not looking good, or my standings predictions. I'm sorry.
yeah, because I did pick them to go to the finals, but I did have them finishing 6th again. So
Okay.
yeah,
You know where I would like to have seen Thomas Bryant?
Lakers.
With the
Nuggets.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would have liked him, and that's a little biased, of course.
Right, because
But
you're a Russ
that
fan.
would have been a good fit because I feel like the Nuggets do need a backup big.
Yeah.
Sarge is not cutting it, right?
You can get
and
somebody else.
and Russ and Thomas Bryant, they actually showed very good chemistry when they were on the Wizards together.
Yeah.
So I
Okay.
think that could be a very good backup bench duo. So I don't know.
I don't think it would have been a bad option. I think it's
Yeah.
tough in Denver with the altitude. Injuries a lot more likely, and when you've already gotten a guy that's tore his ACL, I think it's a lot riskier for them to trade for him.
I don't think it's that serious.
I don't know. It's tough.
I mean,
because
how many injuries have the Nuggets had this year? Almost none.
A few.
Just Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray,
De'Ron Holmes.
and De'Ron Holmes. Well, De'Ron Holmes got hurt in Vegas,
Yeah.
but there's better fits, I think, as far as backup bigs go for Denver. But Thomas Bryant wouldn't have been bad.
Yeah.
I just think his physicality in the paint's not as good as other guys in the market, but that's something we'll see. I think offensively he's pretty good. His outside shot is really what kind of makes.
I think he's actually a very good rebounder. I think he's a very good rebounder. I think he is pretty physical.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's a step up on Dario Saric.
Oh,
I think
bro.
we all agree on
Come
that.
on, like
He's
steps
way better than Dario Saric.
escalator up, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't think Denver would have gotten a deal done as far as that
Yeah,
goes.
no.
Denver should have kept Reggie Jackson and then flipped him instead of just salary dumping him for 3 seconds.
True.
So it is what it is. But
Good point.
yeah, what would we grade this trade for both teams?
This is, I mean, it's a minor trade. It's an AA. You get picks. You send a player away. I think both teams win.
I think it's good to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say I'd give Indy an A minus, and I would give Miami like a B.
Yeah.
I think you probably could have maybe pried away a young guy from them, or maybe or anything of that nature.
Yeah.
Indiana needed someone. The Heat really had all the leverage in the world, but
Yeah.
pretty solid trade. I really have no complaints regarding that. So, any final thoughts regarding the Thomas Bryant trade before we get into the big one?
Let's go.
Let's
All
go.
right, let's get it, baby.
All right. So Tyler is on the board. And the first player to leave the Nets is Dennis Schroder. Dennis Schroder was packaged to the Warriors along with the 2025 second-round pick. And in return, the Nets received DeAnthony Melton, who is injured right now, Reese Beekman, and 3 second-round picks, 2026 and 2028 via Atlanta, and 2029 via Golden State. That is
we
the
got
full
own-
trade.
Okay,
What happened?
we got their own second.
Yeah.
Okay,
That is so essentially it is without the picks, just Dennis Schroder for DeAnthony Melton, straight up.
Dennis Schroder for a torn ACL and a two-way player. And honestly, I love it. I love it because, man, this dude ruined the hell out of our tank, man.
Yeah.
Like, guys on tanking teams don't get traded until February. That's how good Dennis Schroder was playing. I
Yeah.
think he's averaging like 18 and 6 assists.
So good.
Like, it's insane. And I'm really going to miss Dennis Schroder. Quickly became, in such a short time, became one of my favorite Nets like ever.
Wow.
His mentality and his mindset, just from the day he stepped foot in Brooklyn till the day he left, was just perfect.
Yeah.
You saw on the court, really took the young guys under his wing, really wanted Cam Thomas to kind of be in his spotlight.
I love Dennis
Everything of
Schroeder.
that nature. Really worked well with Clax, Dayron Sharp in the paint, giving them lobs and everything like that.
He's
Was
a pro's pro.
Pros pro.
Yeah.
He's a family man. He's a European. You know, I love my European basketball players, and stands up for his teammates. If you guys remember our game in Orlando a couple months ago, Ben Simmons was walking through the tunnel to the locker room. Someone called him trash, and all of a sudden you see Dennis Schroeder walk back and was looking for the kid that said it to him, and he went right up to his face. The kid switched up completely. So, Yeah.
Love it.
So Dennis Schroder, credit to him, and credit to Sean Marks for actually making a trade before February.
Yeah.
Because we usually don't see that outside of the Harden deal, but that was a shortened season anyways. So kind of an outlier season. But yeah, I'm glad that this happened because Dennis Schroder gets to now play for a playoff team
Right.
with one of the greatest players of our generation, if not the greatest. And yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. I know we were in talks to also send Cam Johnson over as well.
I was going to ask that question. Are they going to revisit
Yeah.
you guys in a month or so for Cam Johnson?
I don't think so because they'd have to get rid of Jonathan Kuminga, and I don't think they want to do that.
Oh, wow.
Look, the
You
Warriors.
think he's that valuable?
Well, no, he's not. But here's the thing: the Warriors didn't want to give him the max contract.
Okay.
You're left in an 8-and situation where the Warriors don't want to pay him, but he's a restricted free agent, obviously, as all fourth-year rookies are that pick up the team option.
And they could match that.
Whatever team gives him an offer sheet, they're instantly going to match, and they're going to be stuck with that contract. And if he
Okay.
doesn't play well next season, then he's out the door.
Right.
So that's kind of the gist of it. And I believe next season Wiggins is an expiring deal. So those two will kind of go at that point. But as far as Kuminga goes, it's tough because I don't think Kuminga's worth $40 million a year.
Yeah.
Like, let's get that out the way.
No.
He's not.
No.
But, the Nets would pay it. The Jazz would pay it. I think the Pistons would pay it. So you're going to kind of monkey wrench the Warriors in the summer, but that kind of is what it is. Cam Johnson would be a perfect fit in Golden State.
Yeah.
Be a perfect fit.
You really would.
Because you really would. He shoots the three at such a high clip, especially this season. I understand we have no expectations, but still, shooters shoot.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Jonathan Kuminga just is not up to speed with the 3-point percentage and the 3-point volume. He's more of an inside guy. He plays the dunker spot,
Runs the
but he's
floor.
just not as big as like an Aaron Gordon. He's not as burly.
Yeah.
So Cam Johnson would kind of allow that spacing to work if you played a Draymond Looney or a Draymond Trace Jackson Davis sort of front court
Scary.
duo. It would be good, but it looks like it's not going to happen. But we'll talk obviously more about the Warriors later on because there are swirling rumors regarding Jimmy Butler and Brandon Ingram and LeBron James even. So it's kind of interesting regarding that.
Mm-hmm.
But this gave me a lot of clarity regarding Sean Marks because I understand we traded Mikal Bridges, we got all these picks, and we got our picks back from the Rockets and everything like that. He was quiet during draft night. I thought Dorian Finney-Smith was gone. I thought Cam Johnson was gone. And I got a little confused as to why we kept them, as with Dennis Schroder as well. And we started the season off really well, and I still just got confused because we were winning too many games. We were in a playoff spot. I'm like, are we really going to fumble this lottery?
Mm-hmm.
And this reassured that Sean Marks knows the end goal. He understands the assignment. And you got to credit him for that because it's been a crazy journey for this man. He started off with a wonderful rebuild, really kind of screwed up the whole Big Three era amidst the circumstances he was in, but we navigated through it and we're in really good shape now. So I'm really happy with it. But I want to know your thoughts, Gio, regarding the trade for both sides.
Yeah. I'm just curious about the fit of Dennis Schroder with Curry and the rest of the guys. Like, how do we see that working out? Like, how do we see Dennis Schroder playing?
Steve Kerr said that he's playing a 2-guard next to Curry, starting in the lineup.
And I think he's fully capable of doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But he's always better when he has the ball in his hands. So what do we think? Do we think we're going to see more Curry off ball? Are we going to? Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Which is good. 'Cause, Curry is good off ball.
Curry's the best movement shooter ever,
Right.
best shooter ever, but he moves without the ball so well
Right.
that whoever's guarding him that night is going to just cry because you're going to be running mileage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but yeah.
And it shows that they don't have trust in Pods right now, which is given how his year is, and they needed someone to step up. Schroeder is an ideal guy that they got on the cheap. They traded a guy who's injured, and that was essentially it.
Undersized 2-guard,
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, he's going to play the one.
He's going to play the one.
He'll be
Yeah,
the
Curry's
two-
going to be
the
the two. He's
Curry's the 2?
Curry's going to be the off-ball guy.
Yeah,
But
they may rotate.
on the sheet is who's the 1, who's the 2.
I don't know. It's probably going to be Steph at the one.
Right.
yeah,
So it makes sense, but this makes
Small backcourt though is what I'm saying.
right undersized. But at the end of the day, DeAnthony Melton was a great perimeter of attack defender.
Exactly.
Dennis Schroeder is a more than capable POA defender.
Is he though?
Yeah.
Okay.
He ripped Curry a bunch of times in their
Yeah.
playoff series.
I know he's
a few years
scrappy.
ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dennis Schroeder's a willing defender.
He is.
I wouldn't say I don't think he's as good of a defender
Yeah, I
as
don't
the
think
Anthony
so.
Melton because that's his specialty.
Yeah.
But Dennis Schroeder's a good defender.
Okay.
I would say like,
He's really good at getting loose balls, drawing charges, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He's that type of guy. And
Exactly.
that's a winning player right there.
exactly. He's very scrappy, and I
Yeah.
think that's going to help the Warriors because that team needs some more defense outside of Draymond Green kind of doing
Yeah.
all the dirty work.
Yeah.
And we'll kind of see what happens with that.
I don't know if you guys know this, but Draymond and Schroeder have a history. They've gone at it. They've bumped
Yeah.
heads a few times, so this is interesting.
should
I
be
know
good.
I know they'll unite and they're teammates
Yeah,
now,
Just
but
like Embiid and Drummond.
there's something under the surface there. Yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah, it should be good. Also, congratulations to Dennis Schroeder because we've all seen the Shaq meme of completing the rainbow spectrum of all the jerseys. Not only has Dennis Schroeder done that, but if you include the Nets, he also has the full grayscale. So
Oh wow.
yeah, all the colors of the
Okay.
rainbow, gray, black, white, all of it. So he's been through it all. I think this is his 8th NBA team,
Something like
something
that.
like that.
Okay.
It's crazy. He's been with a lot. So yeah, what do we kind of grade this trade for both teams, Nets
Hey.
and Warriors?
I like it, man. Like,
I would give the Warriors a high grade because I feel like the Nets could have gotten a little bit more besides an injured player.
I don't think we wanted more necessarily. I don't think we were getting a first for him.
No, but you could have gotten like a Trace Jackson Davis or like.
Why would we get rid of that's the starting center? Why would we? Why
No,
would we,
Draymond's like a starting center. He hasn't been really playing that much.
Yeah, but to win a championship, Draymond can't be your center.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, and plus Trace Jackson Davis is one of their like untouchable prospects.
I don't know. But Melton now is just going to rot out in Brooklyn and he's going to be a free agent again.
I don't even think he's going to even go to Brooklyn. I mean, he's got a torn ACL. He can't even go on a plane.
Right.
So he's probably just going to stay out in California and let
rehab.
the contract wind down.
Exactly.
We could flip him honestly for more picks, but
No one.
I doubt it. He's a what's the word?
He's damaged assets.
Damaged goods.
nice.
That's what it
Damaged
was.
goods.
read his mind there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give it a B, B
Yeah.
plus,
For who?
maybe. I'll give it for both.
Oh,
B
for
plus
both.
for the Warriors, B plus for the Nets. Nets didn't really need much. I guess they just got rid of a good player, which is what they kind of wanted to do, right? To your point,
Yeah.
Tyler. And then the Warriors got a good player. So
Exactly. I think
plus.
if it's a need, I think the Warriors really need a big man, or at least like a 3. I think if you had gotten Cam Johnson as well, I'd probably give them an A. I'll give the Warriors a B plus. I'll give the Nets an A minus, just for the fact that now we can tank a little bit better now that our best, most productive player so far this season's gone. So that's the only reason.
okay.
If it wasn't in that sort of situation, I'd probably give us a lower grade. But I'm glad we got it done. And what do we see now ceiling wise for the Warriors before we move on to the next segment? Now that they have Dennis Schroeder, what do we see seed wise and playoffs?
I don't know where I had them before, but I think they're better now.
Because now you're not going to be forcing these Brandon Pajemski minutes.
Right. Where did I have them before?
You had them. So the start of the season, we predicted them to finish 11th. They obviously won't.
Right.
And
Yeah.
we predicted them top 4 seed, first round exit, second round exit. That's kind of where we had them a few weeks ago.
Top 4 seed.
So what do we see now that they have Dennis Schroeder?
Ooh-wee.
This
Honestly-
is still playing team.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
I like it though.
It's a playing team.
Hate on the Warriors. Let's go. Some Warriors hate. I can get with
I
that.
think high playing.
Nah, I'm not going to hate on the Warriors today. I'm actually going to say
Yeah, you got to
they'll drop back, but not as far back as I thought they would because now they have Schroeder. I'll give them a 5 seed.
Okay. I still think top 4 is kind of where they'll be. I think this trade prevents them from dropping even further. And this gives them now more flexibility to make a deal in February because they have a ton of expiring contracts. And if they ever do decide to get off Kuminga, then obviously they can. I think this is still a second round exit. I think they could easily win their first round series against an inexperienced young team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see first, second.
I would say max second round. Yeah.
Yeah.
round. Not getting farther.
Yeah.
Unless
So-
they make other moves.
Exactly, yeah, and they will. So, do we have any final thoughts regarding this trade? Well,
Let's roll.
We'll close off this segment because now I can actually say this. Nets legend Dennis Schroeder, thank you for everything. And let's move on to the next segment. All right, into the next segment. Lads, we are here to talk about the NBA Cup. We're going to cover all the games that have happened so far. Unfortunately, we won't be able to cover the championship because that's tomorrow night, and we're not going to record at 11 p.m. on Tuesday. So
We can live stream it.
it would be cool.
That would be fire.
we had
It would be fire if we had the
That would
facilities
be
to do so.
Fire if we did that. We had it set up right here. We watched
Yeah.
the game. We just
I think we'll
you
set
know,
up
play by play.
We'll set a goal for the playoffs that maybe we'll start doing live streams.
Okay.
That could
Yeah.
be cool. Because I think
let us
by
know.
that point we could have like super chats and
Yeah.
channel memberships. Maybe we could think of like members
Yeah.
only content, stuff like that.
That would be so cool.
But let's talk about the NBA Cup games. We'll obviously talk about the championship next week in our Christmas episode. So we'll start off in the East, I guess, because that was the first game that happened. We actually watched this as we finished recording our shorts last week. It was the Orlando Magic versus the Milwaukee Bucks. This was the 1 seed versus the wild card. Look, the Magic lost Paolo Banchero, surged through their group before losing to the Knicks on the final day. They lose Franz Wagner, and they almost pull off a miracle and nearly beat the Milwaukee Bucks. They wound up losing by 5, 114 to 109.
Wow.
Look, I told you there was a chance the Magic could pull it off just
def-
because of dumb luck.
Definitely a chance.
And they almost went on and did it. Low key, the refs kind of shafted them at the end. But look, as far as the predictions goes, I will gladly take it.
Yeah.
All three of us did pick the Bucks to win this game. Surprise, surprise. But look, you got to give credit where it's due, man. Jalen Suggs, 32 points and 9 rebounds. Really showed out, really showed up towards the end of that game.
Suggs went off.
He really did because he was next man up, you know.
He
Yeah.
stepped the freak up.
Yeah, he did, bro.
Love it, Suggs.
We saw Gonzaga Jalen Suggs
We
for the
did.
first time in his NBA career. And it was
Literally
great to
inches
see.
away from hitting the game winner.
Yep.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate, man.
Would have been cool.
Although the Bucks probably would have scored, but
You think so?
yeah.
Probably.
Their whistle's insane. I think Giannis had like 13 or 15 free throws
Did
that
he
game.
actually?
He had a bunch of free throws in one of it was either this or the semifinal. But Giannis, 37 points, 7 rebounds, only 1 assist, had a very MPJ-esque game. But yeah, he was playing great. Dame had 28 points, 9 assists, and he got 22 and 10 off the bench from Bobby Portis. So very, very solid. I feel like Bucks fans and Bobby Portis have a very love-hate relationship. He's either getting booed or he's getting cheered, like
Yeah.
and worshipped. But obviously, we all watched the end of this game. Gio, I know you were very excited towards the end. Tell me what was going through your mind watching the end of this game, and what are your thoughts?
I was very nervous because I picked the Bucks to win, and I'm like, "There's no way the Magic are gonna win this
Yeah,
because it's just Suggs, literally it." But he almost pulled it off. A fantastic game from him. It was so crazy just watching him. I think he had like at one point he had like 15, 14 straight points for the Magic.
he went on a 12-0 run himself.
12-0 or something, yeah. So that whole streak was just insane to watch. He was hitting the crazy fadeaway, post-up, mid-range jump shots, and I'm like, okay, he's trying to be Michael Jordan, and he's succeeding at it. So
Yeah,
it was scary to watch for me specifically.
yeah,
Yeah, it ended the way I thought it would.
exactly.
So,
And
that's
look,
good.
I was in a perfect situation regarding this because the Magic were my preseason pick to win this tournament. So even if they had won, my predictions for this would have been in the drain, but my preseason predictions would have been great.
You literally set yourself up so you couldn't lose.
I couldn't lose.
You couldn't
Literally
lose in that
couldn't lose.
situation.
I literally couldn't lose. I did screw myself over a little bit though, because I did have the Bucks going to the championship game. But
Let me ask you, what's your IQ?
I took an IQ test actually a few years ago.
What is it?
I'm not gonna lie, it was very high,
What is it?
170.
Oh my. Okay. I knew it was high, but like that's
Yeah.
insane.
We took it when we were in college. We took it in our univ classes.
Genius, bro.
So
Well, there you go.
I didn't think I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think it was gonna be that high.
Yeah.
I was expecting like a 115,
Yeah.
130
well,
at the
115
highest.
is average.
Anything
I
over
think it would be
119 is above average.
I think I was like 130, 130s,
You know, you're definitely a little higher. I
was
think
like-
I'd put you in like the
170,
150s.
bro.
Yeah,
Look.
I saw the score.
Anthony was probably like 75. No,
I don't remember. I don't.
Maybe divide
no, I'm
that
playing.
in
No,
half,
Anthony's
like-
very smart. Anthony's actually very, very smart.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I would say all three of us are very intelligent people.
Yeah.
Unless the Knicks are brought up.
We'll talk about that next.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Antoine, what did you see from this game?
Listen, I just, we were expecting a blowout, but really good basketball, which we want in these games because
Yes.
they're pretty notable. It just tells that the Magic, next man up, Suggs is next man up, as well as their bench. And, Mo Wagner stepped up as well, and in the recent game as well.
So he had 30 last night
against the
Wow.
Knicks.
off the bench.
Yeah, against the Knicks.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
He stepped up.
He gets buckets in different ways than his bro, but he gets buckets too.
These
But,
Europeans, man, they do it differently.
Listen, this team, the Magic, they have depth, as I've always said. The young guys they have are only getting better.
Yeah.
And this just shows, when Franz and Paolo come back, we'll see how great this team will be. Hopefully, everybody could still perform the way they're performing right now.
Yeah.
But, Milwaukee, if they lost this game, would have been more heartbreaking for them than the Magic.
Yeah.
So getting that done for them and at home as well. And, of course, your 3 best players had over 20 points. It's easy.
Yeah. It's amazing the way that they've kind of turned that season around, albeit they've had a very easy schedule. But look, you play who's in front of you. So that's the only reason why I don't have the Bucks as a contender right now. Because the schedule, the people they've played, the teams they've played against have been either cripply injured or egregiously tanking.
Yeah.
So once they get into that January stretch, I believe they play a few playoff teams.
Yeah.
Like across the first few weeks.
Yeah.
We'll kind of get more of a gauge on that.
Well, I mean, this is sometimes what teams need. They need to find their rhythm against the bad teams, and then when they play the good teams, they're ready.
Exactly.
So I think that's what's happening.
If you go in too hot, you could wind up getting cold where you don't want to. So it is kind of what it is. But look, I think this was more of a just routine win for Milwaukee. Massive kudos to the Magic. This whole tournament, they've kind of done the unthinkable here.
Yeah.
So, we'll see what happens when Paolo and Franz come back. Hopefully this team can stay healthy come playoff time. They will be very active at the trade deadline, and we shall see. So any final thoughts regarding this game before we get into the next one? All right, Antoine, I apologize in advance, but we're going to talk about the New York Knicks versus the Atlanta Hawks. This was the 2-3 game. The Knicks finished 4-0 in their group, but obviously didn't have as much of a point differential as Milwaukee. And they wound up against their old friends, Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks, a team that knocked them out in 5 games in the 2021 first round, and a Knicks team that just can't seem to get it done in elimination games at Madison Square Garden. And it proved to be factual once again. And the Atlanta Hawks pulled off a win 108-100. I know they only won by 8, but it should have been more. They really just outplayed them on both ends of the floor. Jalen Johnson had 21 and 15 points. Trae Young led the way with 22, 11 assists. DeAndre Hunter had 24 points, continuing to raise that stock for 6th Man of the Year. He is the overwhelming favorite right now with Peyton Pritchard. So it should be interesting to see how that kind of breaks down. And you also had 12 and 11 rebounds from Onyeka Okongwu.
Yeah.
Just a very solid game in all facets for the Atlanta Hawks. As for the Knicks, 21 points for Josh Hart. He had the most points in the entire team. I believe Jalen Brunson went like 5 of 18 from the field. Cat went 5 of 15. Jalen Brunson only had 14 points. Cat only had 19. And he did have 19 boards. But, yeah, I mean, the Knicks defensively in that game looked atrocious. And by the Knicks, I mean specifically...
Mikal Bridges.
Yes, sir. Mr. 6 first-round picks.
He was
Bridges.
getting cooked by
Trae Young
the Hawks
just
wings
blew by him all the time.
and guards. Yeah.
Yeah. And look, I mainly picked the Hawks to just be different, but I also kind of did it because I thought there was a chance that they would beat the Knicks because you guys said there was no shot.
Yeah.
And look, Trae Young, man, continues to be underrated in the NBA. And I loved the game from the Hawks. Everything from tip to buzzer, it was just perfect.
I mean, it just sucks, man, because I really wanted the Knicks to win that. I genuinely feel like they're the better team for the whole season, and not in the game, but like in the games leading up to that, in the NBA Cup games, they were the better team. They were the hot team, and they just couldn't get it done. So unfortunate.
I would beg to differ, to be honest with you, because if you look at what the Knicks had to go through, look at what both teams did in their groups. The Knicks beat a tanking Nets. They beat a tanking Hornets.
Okay.
They beat Apollo-less Magic, and Franz got hurt during that game, I believe. And then those are the only teams, right?
I think it was 4-0.
Yeah, 4-0. Did I miss a team?
Yeah, I forget which one. Though.
Oh, the Sixers. They beat a Sixers team without Embiid and all that.
And the Hawks.
And the Hawks beat the Celtics.
Right.
They beat the Cavs.
Okay, that's a good point.
So,
that's a good point.
Yeah, I think the Hawks were more battle-tested going into this game. And we were shocked enough that they won their group to begin with. Mm-hmm. So, got to give credit where it's due to Atlanta. I was very impressed with what I saw, and that is why I picked them to go to the semifinals. So now let's get over to the Knicks fan. What did you see, obviously, from Atlanta? And then what are your concerns about the Knicks in this game going forward?
Well, Atlanta is a team right now that's really fun to watch. I love their young guys, especially, once Risa picks it up, it's going to be even better for them. You got to give him time. Hunter's finally broke out, staying healthy as he should. I'm excited for that Hawks team getting better eventually, which is pretty shortly. Risa should improve over the year, and then I'm sure from then on out they'll be pretty good, pretty set. Maybe need to get a new center from Capella, but otherwise they look good. They're in a playing spot right now. The Knicks, listen, when you don't have bench help, you're not getting anywhere. McBride and Payton were pretty bad. They missed 8 threes combined. Precious Achiuwa didn't really get a lot of minutes. Brunson was off all night. Cat did what he could. OG was off all night. 1 of 9 from 3.
Oh, man.
That's what happens when OG's not hitting and when Brunson's not hitting, they're not winning that game.
Yeah.
McHale, you're not asking for more than 19 points a game for him, unfortunately.
What did he score that game?
19 points.
19 points.
Yeah,
There you go.
you need Brunson to get over 25 in this game, and you win the
need that.
game.
And OG. You
And
need OG as well.
You need 20 from OG as well.
Cat did his thing.
Josh Hart should not be getting 20 points a game.
Yeah, no.
He's getting at least 18 and 10 boards. He's at 8 boards there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I guess they have no backup big men. Precious Achiuwa, can only do so much.
Yeah.
We need Mitch to come back, which is funny to say that. We need Mitch to come back. I didn't want him to come back, but
You guys are in the trenches
We
right
need
now.
him. We need more shooting. I know Landry Shamit's back tonight for playing in the G League. Hopefully he'll be back soon for us. We need a nice
He's not
shooter
the
off
answer,
the bench.
bro.
He is the answer.
He's
No.
He's not
Stop
the
it.
answer.
Nah.
But yeah, listen, I don't know what deadline moves these guys can make.
Not looking
know,
good, Brev.
We'll see, but it wasn't a blowout. I think just Atlanta at MSG is different, and
Yeah.
that's how it goes.
What was that celebration that Trae Young did at the end of
Just
the game?
rolling the
rolling
dice.
the
What does
dice,
that
going to
mean?
Vegas.
We need.
Because
Oh,
the game
They're
was
in Vegas. They're in
Okay.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in Vegas.
I
there
thought he
you go.
was just
Nah.
No.
because he did it right in the Knicks logo. I'm like, oh,
Exactly.
what's that?
Just rolling
all
dice on the next logo.
It reminded me of remember Terrell Owens, where he caught a touchdown pass. He was on the 49ers at this point.
Yeah.
And they were playing against the Cowboys. He caught a touchdown pass and he ran all the way to
Oh,
midfield
yes.
and slammed the
Then he
football
got
on the
decked.
star, and then he got trucked.
Yeah.
That kind of reminded me of what
Oh,
Trae
yeah.
did.
No, there is Trae Young. I think it's safe to say he owns the Knicks. I think it's safe to say he's eliminated him now in the
You
playoffs
don't wanna see him in
and in the
playoffs
NBA
again.
Cup. You don't
Yeah,
want to see him
just-
in Madison Square Garden.
Just pray you
Yeah.
don't see him in the postseason, bro, because it's
Yeah.
not going to be. It's not
It's
going to be
not
pretty.
going to be a pretty sight. And
Yeah.
look, you got to give credit to the Hawks, man. I mean, we were sitting here 5 months, no, not even 5, like 4 months ago, ready to blow this team up. Trade
Yeah.
Trae Young, DeAndre Hunter was terrible.
True.
We didn't know what Risa was going to bring to the table. We just were unsure with everything. And now the Atlanta Hawks look like they're ready to go next season to try and be competitive in the playoffs.
Wow.
I think this was a huge litmus test getting through both the Celtics and the Cavs and then knocking off the Knicks. It's impressive. So
Listen, that's why we're not general managers, because we be blowing up a team like this that's overachieving right now.
Okay.
yeah.
So that's why we're
mean,
not GMs.
It's tough though because Quinn Snyder was like they were dominant with Utah. They were the 1 seed in 2021, but that team couldn't get out of the second round.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens once they get into the thick of things. As for the Knicks, this team's lost their identity completely.
Oh wow,
They have nothing left.
Anthony, what would we say to that?
Well, it's just an NBA Cup game. They won last night against the Magic.
I mean,
They're fine.
Okay.
I ain't talking about the NBA Cup. I'm talking
Ooh.
about in general.
Shots
No.
are being fired.
Look,
Anthony,
Here,
There's no
look.
identity lost.
No, look.
defend your team, bro.
Here's where I'll give the Knicks credit. It was a rare occurrence here. Last year, when they had all their guys together with obviously without Randall because he was hurt, but in the playoffs they were gritty, they were tough, they were scrappy, they were at in your face on both ends. They really had chemistry locked down. I'm sorry, this team is soft as a pillow this year.
Wow.
You traded 7 first-round picks for 2 of the softest players in the NBA. Like that's crazy.
Hold on.
Cat and Bridges.
I agree with Mikhail, but Cat's been having an all-star.
Yeah, Cat's
Yeah,
been a
first
bruiser.
team all
That
pro
does-
year.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that he's not soft.
He's been a bruiser.
He's
this year.
been tanking
He's
a
been
whole
dunking
year.
on guys.
Yeah, but that's dunking on guys. I'm talking about
No.
like, dealing with physicality.
Yeah.
We saw Mo Wagner literally like chest truck him,
Yeah.
and instead of going back at him, he turns around for a fadeaway.
And he made the shot. That's the
but
point.
Yeah, but
That was
still,
a
though.
tough shot.
That was
Tough
a
shot,
tough
yes.
shot.
Tough
and
shot,
that
yes,
that
but
was not just. I'm not talking about a tough shot. That was tough.
It was tough, but that doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah, but still, ask anyone.
He
Cat
was-
is one
he
of the
was-
softest players in the NBA.
Okay.
Well, he was looking at the ref for a foul, and that's what
Right.
he said. All right, I'm not getting the whistle. I'll just turn around.
But even still, you look back at
I don't
last.
know if he's that soft. I think that's just the whole Jimmy Butler narrative when he was in Minnesota.
No, he's very soft. Last year during against the Nuggets, when they were even when they were blowing the Nuggets out, Aaron Gordon was being physical with Cat, and he kept switching off him.
Well,
He
Aaron
couldn't deal with
Gordon's
it. Doesn't
freaking
matter.
jacked.
It doesn't matter.
Like,
Cat's bigger than him.
Well,
Cat's
no,
7 foot
I
250.
think-
Like, it doesn't matter.
I think Cat this year is a lot more comfortable with his game in New York. I think he loves playing there as much as Minnesota.
definitely does.
And I think this year he's had his starter, all-star starter, first team, all NBA. He needs to improve defensively, but he's all over the court. The offense
Oh, yeah.
runs through him.
Yeah, I'm not doubting
And-
his. There's a difference between your toughness and your talent.
Oh, I think
Yeah.
he's been a lot tougher this year. He's in
Yeah.
he's in guys' faces. They have each other's back.
so you would attribute the Knicks' loss of identity to Cat and to Bridges. That's what you're saying.
I think Bridges.
I think both of them are soft, and then obviously you get rid of Dante DiVincenzo, who's a dog.
Yep.
Like he was one of the toughest guys on that team.
and
So-
Hartenstein as well.
And Hartenstein, yeah. So
You
it's
had-
tough.
You have humble guys, and now you have, I guess, guys that are not as humble.
I
Because
mean, they're humble.
They're humble.
they're good people,
just
but like,
soft.
because let's be real here, Cat's way better than Hartenstein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And depending on the night, DiVincenzo and McHale could be better than each other. Like they're both not playing well, but Hartenstein and DiVincenzo are both way tougher than McHale and Cat.
Yeah. Yeah.
They both have. They're
Yeah.
not nearly as soft.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
But
That's what you're saying.
so that's kind of what it is.
Right.
And look, the other night against the Hornets, Mikal Bridges played 46 minutes. So Tom Thibodeau's doing his thing already. So we'll see what happens as we move
Yeah.
on. But we've been talking about that. We keep going on these Knicks tangents.
Yeah, we
man.
do.
It's crazy.
It's okay though.
It's the one team we disagree on so
Okay.
much.
Yeah, we do.
But yeah, any final thoughts regarding this game, this matchup, anything of that nature? We're getting to the West.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the Western Conference. I believe the first game was Rockets. No, it was
Warriors, Rockets. No.
no, it was Mavericks Thunder. So Mavericks Thunder. So yeah, this was a really good game actually for both sides, to be honest. The Thunder won this game 118 to 104 off of a phenomenal game from Oraman.
Yep.
39 points and 8 rebounds, 5 assists. You had, just good contributions all around from Williams, Dort, Hartenstein, everything of that nature. On the Mavs end, Klay Thompson showed up. Kyrie Irving showed up. Najee Marshall keeps doing his thing.
Yeah.
The one person that didn't show up was Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
Which was really hilarious because in one of our shorts, you guys were saying that Luka's been asked. You guys got flamed in the comments. And look, you wound up being kind of correct
Yeah.
temporarily.
Yeah. Talk to me now.
I said
Yeah.
Luka's been
Yeah, he had like 45 and he had like a
yeah, you
45
said
point
that.
triple double last night.
Been ass.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, he only had 16 points and really just
Yeah.
did not shoot very well. So
We know Luka has his off games, and this was his off game. Unfortunately, if it wasn't an NBA Cup game, it would have been a regular season game.
well, it is a regular season game. It counts.
Yeah, but it's an NBA Cup game. It's
It
you
counts
got
towards the
cup.
record though.
Yeah,
It's
of
the
course.
it's the Emirates Cup.
It's the Emirates
By
Cup.
the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I mean, the Thunder are winning this game. I don't know why I picked the Mavs. I was just riding their wave. This Thunder team looks so wonderful to watch. I don't know, but everything's clicking on all cylinders for them. They have each other's back. Every time there's an interview post game, the whole team is around the guy that's getting interviewed. Majorly, it's SGA.
Yeah, it's cool,
But
I'm a fan of it.
this is what we call family. Family. This
Tom
is
Schroder will be proud.
this is a family team.
It is.
Yeah, look, cringe or not, it works. It's the team chemistry.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's cringe though.
oh, it is. Yeah, definitely. But my goodness, this team looks insane.
Yeah.
What did you kind of take away from this game, Gio?
I mean, SGA obviously just played phenomenal, but this is a team. This is the best team in the NBA, and we've been seeing that this whole season.
Yeah.
So that's all I got to say. And they don't even have Chet right now.
No.
So it's like, this is scary.
It's nuts.
This is the type of rebuild Tyler envisions with the Nets.
Yeah.
But
I think
you know.
the Thunder, Magic, and Nets are the three teams that I could see being competitive in like the late 2020s. It's possible.
Yeah.
So Thunder got lucky though because they were able to fleece the Clippers for SGA.
yeah, if that never happened, they probably wouldn't have been that good.
SGA wouldn't even be like a top 30 player
Yeah.
if he was still on
No.
the Clippers. There's no shot. But
That's crazy how that works.
yeah, but obviously, I came out with the victory here because I picked OKC. I also picked Atlanta. You guys picked the Knicks, and you picked the Mavericks. So
I picked the Mavericks too.
Yeah, you
I
did.
You did pick the Mavs.
Yep, you two went for the
did.
exact same thing.
We are.
No, but the thing is, the Mavericks were playing so
Yeah,
good.
yeah, we know.
So were the Thunder, bro.
Now we know.
Luka
Now,
just
now we
so
know.
bad. If Luka did anything, they would have won. But
No,
yes,
they won by 15, bro.
I know. But Luka dropped 16.
Yeah, but still.
If Luka did what he normally does, it would have been a good game.
So yeah, let's say Luka drops 30.
Yeah.
Maybe they lose by 2.
Ah, come
Like,
on, come on.
look, you never know.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. But any final thoughts regarding that game?
Nah.
Oh, let's go.
Let's get into the final first round game, quarterfinal game. The Houston Rockets and the Golden State Warriors. Now, this was an extremely controversial game.
Yep.
Towards the end, the Rockets came out with the W, 91-90. Now, Gio, I understand Jalen Green hit the game-winning free throws, but he has been so bad over the past ever
don't-
since he
we don't
had
have
that
to talk about it.
40-point game. Never compare Cam Thomas to that man ever
Okay.
again.
Okay. Just
Never
wait.
do it.
Just wait for March. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll wait for September. It'll reset.
Yeah, exactly.
But at the end of the game, there was a loose ball, and there was like a huge scruffle. Apparently, whoever was on the ground, I don't even remember who was on the ground, tried to call timeout, and it might have been Jalen Green, and they called a foul. And it was a mess. It was so confusing that I watched the replay back so many times, and I still don't really know what happened.
Right.
But
Steve Kerr was pissed in the post-game press conference.
Ooh wee.
yeah,
Ooh wee.
Steve Kerr was not happy. Draymond Green was not happy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, look, the Rockets got shafted by the refs a few weeks ago. This felt like a makeup call of epic proportions. But what did we take away from this game, Antoine?
The Rockets are legit. Unfortunately, the semifinals, which we'll get into, they came up against the best opponent they could have came up against, and tried their best. But this team is unfortunately not Jalen Green's team.
Okay.
This is Alperen
Yeah.
Şengün's
I agree with
team.
that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
This is the leader. This is the tree stump. It is his team, and he is the vocal guy. And
Yeah.
I-
Well, he put up a
and-
stinker against the Thunder,
he
but we'll get into
did,
that later.
but
Yeah.
This is Şengün's team.
Yeah.
I think everything runs through him.
Oh, obviously.
for sure.
I feel like he has a backhanded compliment for every NBA player.
Yeah.
Call bro a tree stump.
Yeah, you see how
crazy.
huge he is?
He's not that
Yeah.
huge.
He's huge.
Was he like 6'10"?
I don't
like
know.
230?
Yeah.
But
I guess.
yeah, Van Vliet has been streaky recently. Dylan Brooks, yeah, what do you want from him? Jabari Smith, same thing, streaky guy.
Yeah.
You're looking at just Şengün to go off, Jalen Green to go off. The bench gave them all they really could. The bench is mostly Tari Eason and Amen Thompson.
Look, Amen Thompson is him, bro.
Yeah, they both are.
He's gradually getting better
They both
every
are.
single game, and I
Yeah.
love to see it.
Exactly.
They're both him and his brother are high flyers. They run all over the court.
Yeah.
Great defenders.
Who do we like more right now?
Amen's healthier.
Amen's
so I'll go
healthier,
with
yeah.
Amen.
Amen's
Yeah.
healthier, and
He also
proved
plays for a
lot.
better team, so he's going to be more impactful.
Yes.
Forasar stuck in the hell that is Detroit, Michigan.
Yeah.
But kind of is what it is. But yeah, Steph Curry struggled this game. Only had like 19 points. Kuminga had 20. And that was kind of really it for the Golden State. 25 and 11 for Şengün. And just decent spot contributions for everyone else. So pretty standard
Just a
game.
very
Standard
low,
game.
low scoring
Yeah,
game.
kind of. I mean, not the most exciting game to watch.
No.
I think the Warriors got robbed at the end.
No.
Oh, you're a hater. Sorry.
Don't ask me that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Throw your bias
You
to
want-
the side. Did the Warriors get robbed? Because I'm not gonna lie, they kind of did. It looked there was no way in hell that's a foul.
I have the right to remain.
Listen,
silent.
it's just the way the cookie crumbles, and that's how the
Exactly.
refs called it.
Hey,
Exactly.
that's the game.
You got to win some and lose some.
Yep.
The Warriors have won a lot. They could lose this one.
Bro, Kevin Durant was clearly out of bounds, and they did not call it.
They could lose this
Look,
one.
at the end of the day, it's a skill issue. Womp womp, sad life. So that's kind of it for the quarterfinals. We did take 25 minutes to talk about it, but it is what it is. It was more games. Are you ready to get into the semis?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's start off in the Eastern Conference with the Atlanta Hawks and the Milwaukee Bucks, which is the last time they played in a playoff setting was also an Eastern Conference final, which is quite funny. But the Bucks came out with a win, 110-102. The Hawks actually kept this close for a while,
Yeah.
which I predicted. I said the Bucks would pull away late.
Wow. Kind of goated, bro.
You know, I'm not gonna lie, I cooked here. I had a fat cook sesh.
And even the fact that you got it down to the details, like they'll pull away late.
Oh,
Like, that's insane.
wait till we get to the next game.
You're insane,
So
bro. Like,
Giannis had another phenomenal night, 32 points, 14 rebounds. I believe he had like 18 free throws or something during this game.
wow.
He was one assist away from a triple-double.
How many free
Yeah.
throws did he?
12 of 18.
12, 18.
Yeah, so he did have 18 free throws, 25 for Dame Dalla, and that was kind of really the main gist of that. Is for
Yeah.
Atlanta, Jalen Johnson had 15 and 10, 35, 7 rebounds, 10 assists for Trae Young,
Yeah.
just continuing to elevate. So what do we see from this game, Gio?
Man, I mean, I didn't even get to watch the game fully. I only got to watch the game at the last like few minutes.
Yeah, I only saw the fourth quarter.
Yeah, but as the game was playing out, all I was thinking was Tyler was right. They're pulling away at the end, but I mean, it's what I expected. I expected the Bucks to win, but it's unfortunately it was against the Hawks and it wasn't against the Knicks. But yeah,
Listen, the best duo right now is in Milwaukee, and it's Giannis and Dame. These guys are like this right now. They understand each other. They're putting up points, and they're getting it done. And right now it's working, and we'll see if Middleton comes back and puts up maybe it'll be the best
he's back.
three. Yeah, but not starting.
Okay.
Maybe it'll be the best three-man show, but right now these two guys are more in sync than the band.
Are we ready to crown them the best duo? I'm trying to think of other
Right
good
now,
ones.
right now,
Right now, because I can't say the Celtics because Jalen Brown's not playing very good. Shea and J-Dub, you can maybe make an argument for.
I'm going with these guys.
I think, honestly, you
Dame
might
and
be right.
Giannis.
They might be the best duo right now in the
Good
NBA.
call, Anthony. Yeah.
It pains me to say it, but it might be the truth.
I mean,
Well-
what is Giannis averaging? What is Dame averaging?
I mean, Giannis is second in MVP,
And
really don't
Dame,
matter.
Dame
Yeah.
is averaging 26 and 8.
26?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, this is it.
So, yeah, I mean, obviously, credit to the Atlanta Hawks. They did all they could.
Yeah.
Made it a lot farther than we all
Oh,
expected.
definitely.
We thought they were going to get grouped.
Yeah.
They wound up making it to the semis.
Yeah. The Hawks are risers, man, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We
absolutely.
learned that.
And they have some really good players.
Yeah.
And I'm really curious to see what they do at the trade deadline if they want to try and make the playoffs. They should. The
Yeah.
East is really bad. I want to see Dyson Daniels play playoffs, bro. Oh, I need to see that defense.
This entire team is going to be scary to play.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to see who they match up against.
Whoever it
Because
is, they're going to go a few games,
I
6-7 games.
Really hope it's the Knicks. Really hope
Yeah.
it's the
Oh,
Knicks. Come on.
Lord.
Bro, imagine all the hype and all those trades just to get it eliminated in
You
the
know what?
first round.
I hope it's the Knicks too, but I hope the Knicks actually get over
Get
the
it
hump.
done.
Get over the hump this
Look,
time.
as Trae Young said in 2021, we'll see you in the A.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
That's scary.
And won both games in the A. We're coming back to the Garden and sending them home. So yeah.
Insane.
Any final thoughts regarding that game? It was pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into the Western semifinals between the Rockets and the Thunder. The Thunder came out and won this game 111-96. Now, there's something very interesting about that because I predicted 119-104. So I predicted a 15-point win.
Yeah.
And the Thunder won this game by 15 points.
Tyler. Bro, like, where are you from? What planet? Like, come on.
I couldn't tell you, bro.
Are you from the future, bro? Like,
I might
are you
be.
are you AI?
I could be.
Are you in those drones up above New Jersey?
Yeah, you never know. But yeah, look, I mean, outside of my rare cook sesh, the Thunder just put together another clinic. I mean, SGA had 32, 8, and 6.
Yep.
20 points for J-Dub, 19 for Dort, 21 for former Nick Hartenstein. So huge W
Listen.
for the Thunder. As for the Rockets, I also said this last week. When the Rockets beat the Thunder, Fred VanVleet had 40 points.
Yeah.
When the Thunder beat the Rockets, no one on the Rockets had 20 points.
Yeah.
And no one on the Rockets in this game had 20 points.
Amen was close. He had 19.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Man, the Thunder's defense is good. Very good.
Yeah.
best defense in the league by
It's-
a country mile.
yeah.
It's not even
It's-
close.
Yeah.
Like
And
it-
J-Dub is severely. I feel like he's overlooked on defense for
He's
sure.
underrated.
He can guard.
criminally.
He can guard 1 through 4 easily.
you could even guard fives. Let's be honest.
Even fives.
Unless it's like Jokic, then he could guard.
Yeah. Okay. But still, like, what is he like? 6'6",
five.
6'5"?
He's my height.
Yeah, he's
That's insane.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's 6'6".
Like, bro is insanely athletic. His defensive instincts are through the roof.
It's nuts.
And then they have Hartenstein, of course. He's a beast on defense, grabbing every single rebound. He's a vacuum. And then SGA, even him. We know what he can do on offense, but on defense, he's very good at point of attack when he wants to be. And I don't know, this defense. Lou Dort. I would even mention Lou Dort.
Yep, Lou
and then
Dort.
Caruso. Like, they got some
Caruso.
guys on defense.
Yeah.
It's scary, man.
And like even the bench, I don't know. Most people don't know the name Kenrich Williams.
Yeah.
Yep.
As far as bench players go, he is like one of the most underrated
Yeah.
defenders
Yeah.
in the NBA.
Yeah.
I mean, he is phenomenal. He's for those that don't know who Kenrich Williams is, he's the guy that LeBron hit his record-breaking shot over for the all-time leading point scorer. So
He took it
Okay.
personal.
he did take it personal, but he's great. Even Isaiah Joe's decent on defense.
Yeah.
Aaron Wiggins is phenomenal. He's so good.
Yeah, he is.
I would love to have Aaron
He
Wiggins on
actually
the Nets. Oh, I need it.
Yeah.
He was out for this game, actually. He was
Yes.
injured.
No, he did play. He played 10
Oh, yeah,
minutes.
10 minutes. I'm
he
sorry.
got hurt during the game.
Yeah.
And then we
I don't
obviously can't forget Kason Wallace as well because
Yeah.
he's
These-
also very underrated.
All these guys are perfect fits
Yeah.
for the Thunder. It's just
Yeah.
like I don't even think those guys individually are that good. They're good, but as a team, they're just they fit together like a perfect puzzle.
like a
It's
glove.
just- It's perfect.
Fits
Yeah.
like a glove.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously we won't spend too much time on this because obviously we spent too much on the quarterfinals and we just
Yeah.
covered these teams. But yeah, obviously credit to Houston continuing this massive leap of a season.
Yeah.
Very similar to what OKC did 2 years ago when they made the play-in for the first time with SGA. So we'll see kind of what happens with them. So now it's time to predict the championship. Now it's going to be OKC Thunder versus the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm going to stick with my prediction because why would I change my mind? I have the Thunder winning the game. It's really on you guys now. So I believe, Antoine, you had none of these teams in. So this is a fresh prediction for you. And you had the Bucks beating the Rockets.
Yeah.
So I'll start with you, Gio. What do you see happening in this game?
I'm sticking with the Bucks.
Sticking with the Bucks. Okay. Fair enough.
I'm the deciding choice.
You are.
You are the deciding
indeed,
choice.
bro.
Does he ride with
I already
Gio
know.
or
I already
myself?
know who I'm going. After watching that Thunder game,
Ooh wee.
Yeah.
I can't go against the Thunder.
Yeah.
They look unstoppable. I know Giannis will probably drop 40 in this game.
I don't know, man. They got some defenders.
Look, I think at
in
the end,
OKC.
at the end of the day, Giannis, Dame, SGA, and J-Dub will cancel each other out completely. I think it really comes down to the role guys. So you're looking at Bobby Portis, you're looking at Middleton, you're looking
Gary
at Brooke
Trent.
Lopez, you're looking at
Yeah.
Gary Trent. At the end of the day, I just trust that the Thunder role players more.
Yeah.
So
Fair point.
Yeah, I think Thunder, it's going to be close.
it's gonna be a great game.
Yeah.
Great game.
Yeah,
I
it's gonna be
think
crazy.
I hope.
watch if the Bucks do lose, watch out for Giannis being passive in the final 3 minutes.
Yes, I was gonna mention that.
Yes.
I was gonna mention that.
You mean not
That's an issue.
showing any effort?
No, it's
No,
not-
no, no.
He's gonna literally just barrel his way into the paint the entire like for 45
Yep.
minutes of the game. But once those last 3 minutes kick
Yep.
in, he's
If
gonna
they're-
start taking mid ranges.
If they're losing. If they're losing.
If they lose, that will be the reason. why.
Yes, 100%. Or
Towards
he's
the
gonna
end of the
pass,
game.
pass the ball to Dame or whoever else to take some shots, but
Exactly.
it needs to be him if they want to win.
Yes,
it needs to be him.
Giannis needs to do what he does best.
Yeah.
That is run and dunk.
Yes,
Defend, then run and dunk.
Run through
repeat
somebody.
the process, rinse and repeat.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think that's kind of the gist of it.
Yeah.
Any sort of final thoughts regarding this NBA Cup?
No.
Well,
I
hope-
think we
Well,
got it.
Yeah, well, hopefully we're right when this episode comes out. Well, one or two of us will be
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
And then we'll cover the game in depth next week because it's a standalone game. And we'll kind of go through it from there. So,
Sure.
any final thoughts before we get into our trade segment?
Let's go.
Let's roll.
Let's do it. All right, into the main segment, the main part of the show. This might be a longer episode because, trade season has no deadline as far as time goes. So if this winds up going 2.5 hours for the full episode, I don't mind it. For this one, we try to keep it to 2, but it is what it is. So this is going to be a more not as organized, not as structured segment for us. We kind of just have some teams and some players that are swirling around in trade rumors. We've cooked up some trade machines and some fits and everything of that nature. And we'll just kind of get each other's thoughts and evaluate these moves and everything of that nature. So we have 6 total, so 2 for each of us. We're going to go in order, and we'll kind of just go through and have full transparency, creative control with it. So are we ready to get into it? All right. So we're going to start things off with Antoine. We'll go Antoine, then myself, then Gio, and then we'll rinse and repeat. So Antoine, who is your first team that you're going to talk about today?
All right. We're going to go to Portland. So Portland, we know as a surplus of big men, specifically DeAndre Ayton, Robert Williams. Klingon, of course, is their lottery pick from this year. But I'm going to focus on one that's most likely going to move, and that's Robert Will, just because he's back from injury. He's on a cheaper contract, and DeAndre Ayton's kind of harder to move. I don't think anyone's going to want someone that's as soft as him, unfortunately. He may have to stay in Portland for a little bit.
Yeah, the Knicks might want
stop. So I think the most suitable option is, of course, the Lakers. They need a big guy. It's either going to be Robert Will or I think Jonas Valanciunas.
Okay.
This trade that sends Robert Will to the Lakers only costs them Jared Vanderbilt and Jalen Hood-Schifino for Rob Will. So you're essentially just sending off Jared Vanderbilt, who's had a pretty awful time in LA. A lot of injuries.
Yeah.
Hasn't seen the floor a lot.
Yeah.
So this trade is, of course, successful. And then Schifino is just going to Trailblazers to give it the money. He has 1 year left on his rookie deal. Essentially, that's it.
Yeah.
So Lakers get Rob Will. Don't really give him anything.
I think I know like 3 guys named Robert Williams. Like, it's such a common name. But anyways, keep going.
Yeah.
And then the big one that I think is going to happen, I think they're going to move on from Anthony Simons. I think he has 2 years left on his deal. It's a pretty team-friendly deal. Scoot Henderson, I don't know what's going on with him, what they're going to do. I think it's time to trade him yet. If you're trading a guy with value, I think Anthony has the most value. I think Shaedon Sharpe has to stay there. He's a nice commodity and can eventually, when he's healthy, break out and hopefully be really, really good for them. So I have Anthony getting sent to, drumroll, the Miami Heat. So I have Anthony going to Miami to start, hopefully, on that lineup with Jimmy Butler, presumably. They want to keep him around. We'll see what happens.
We'll see when you get to me.
But
Exactly.
the Heat need another type of shot creator, scorer, fast type of small shooting guard type of guy with Tyler Hero in the backcourt. So this trade, of course, is successful. You're moving off of Terry Rozier. Their contracts match almost identically. 2 years, $25 million for Anthony and Rozier. To balance off the money, you send Josh Richardson over, who's on a 1 year deal. And since Anthony Simons is a little bit younger and he's going to still have more time to be great, you send over 2 first-round picks.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, 2 for Simons.
That's a lot.
Crazy.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to send him off without getting at least 1 or 2. I think removing 1 from here even works. I just put 2 in there just because Anthony's on the younger side. And just because
like 24 or something?
he's young. He's 24, 25. He's on I think his second contract.
Yeah.
I don't think he's worth.
He
Definitely
just
not 2.
he just dropped 30 points a few nights ago.
Yeah.
I could remove that first round pick. I'm looking at it now and I'm thinking I probably should remove that first round pick.
Yeah, I think one's a stretch, but
Stand on business, bro.
No, I
he's,
put
the,
that's what you
he's
put?
the king of switching up, bro.
No,
I mean, if I were to remove, if the Heat are going to be bad in 2026 or 2030, I would probably remove the 2031.
Okay.
They may be bad by then. I'd keep 2026 one, and that would be pretty relevant.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
You keep your own as far into the future as you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to see how it would work. I was new to this, but I think looking at it too right now is kind of, it's a little for Anthony Simon. I think you're getting Rozier in return as well. So you got to balance it out. But I know they also want to move Jeremy Grant. I don't really see where someone would want to take him. He's another guy that's kind of
I like Jeremy Grant, but
a prolific scorer.
I think you just talked about the team that could use Jeremy Grant.
Heat.
The Heat.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Absolutely. Especially
That'll
if you
be
lose
nice.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
if you instead of trading away Rozier, you get off of Duncan Robinson finally.
That too.
Like that could work.
I did some things with Duncan, but Duncan, with this trade, because I didn't have Jeremy Grant going to the Heat. But
Right.
if you, of course, add Grant to this trade, you could definitely add another first. You could add Duncan Robinson.
Yeah.
You could add probably Nikola Jovic to balance off the money.
No, they like him. He has high upside.
Yeah,
Gonna
but
get off of him. He's one of their. Each team has their own young asset that's untouchable, and Jovic is that for Miami.
they also have Hawkes. They have Khalil Ware. Yeah, Grant would be that ideal replacement for Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, I wouldn't
know?
say it's a. He's a downgrade, obviously, because Jimmy's a lot better. But as far as kind of remedying that, I think it makes a lot of sense.
For sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
but I don't know who else I could see them trading. They do have a lot of young guys. The older guys on this team are Anthony Ayton, of course, Rob Will. I was gonna say Brogdon. He's not there anymore.
Yeah.
And then so I said Rob Will, Anthony, Scoot, Shaden Sharp. Those guys you want to keep there. They're young. See what they have there. If they don't really work out, maybe trade them down the line a little more. Not right now. It's a little early for those guys.
Right.
Avdia, I think they should keep him around.
Yeah, you need.
I
to
don't
keep
think-
him.
I don't think.
Did you see that dunk he had the other?
Yeah.
Oh my
I don't.
goodness!
I don't think you trade.
He looked like
Avdia.
LeBron James coming down the court like that.
He's a guy that'll keep long term. I think he's gonna
Yeah.
stay there. He'll get better. And then Ayton, I think he can get moved, but it
Yeah.
depends who wants to take on that contract and
Yeah, it's tough. He's more of a summer movement, I think, if anything happens.
But I think I think Rob will for certain gets moved. I think Anthony will get moved as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair,
I
fair.
definitely see Robert Williams going
Where?
anywhere.
Anywhere needs a I think Lakers.
I don't think the Lakers is a good fit for Robert Williams.
Okay.
In the sense that if you're going to run him out there with Anthony Davis, you got two injury-prone guys there. And Robert Williams has had his fair share of knee injuries, and unfortunately looks like it's going to be a chronic thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's necessarily the right spot. I think the Lakers are better off looking elsewhere. But, I think Simon stays. I highly doubt they get off of his contract. He's got a lot of upside. I understand it. But right now, I think Jeremy Grant needs to be the one you move off of. Because good threes are so hard to find right now in the trade market. And I think that's a hot commodity that needs to go in a trade. Yeah. And they should have traded him last year, but they didn't.
Yeah.
So I think it's interesting. I think those are really the only two guys I see getting moved
Okay.
come February.
Yeah.
So, but not bad though. I definitely did like the trades you cooked up.
Yeah.
So, anything you have to say about it, Gio?
Anthony, keep cooking, bro, and stand on business.
Wait until my second team.
Also, one more thing. Turn off that darn fan.
Yo, shut up.
Literally winter, bro.
Guys, it's literally 40 degrees outside and who's got a fan on?
Yeah.
One
Like,
thing you
bruh.
should know, I'm chronically hot. So that's why I have the fan on.
He was cold. He literally was cold a few weeks ago.
I was
Went to
cold.
put on pants and a sweatshirt and then turned the fan on. I'm like,
Yeah.
bro,
You need to get that thyroid checked, bro.
Well, thyroid
might
problems run in the family.
Does it actually?
Yeah.
Oh shoot. Get that. You know
Maybe.
what I'm
We'll
saying?
see.
Get
I
that
asked my mom.
Get
Yeah.
that situated.
All right.
Anyways.
Here you
So.
M&M's.
Oh, thank you.
yeah,
Brought to you guys by. No, I'm playing.
not sponsored.
No.
If you would like to sponsor us, feel free.
Yeah.
But
Wait until my second team. I cook up some juicy trades.
Cook. It's okay.
yeah. So any final thoughts regarding any of these sort of trades on the
Nah.
Heat or anything like that?
No,
All right,
we have
who-
more into it.
Do you want me to talk about the Lakers or the Nets?
Get into the Lakers.
Yeah, do Lakers.
Lakers.
first.
All right, let's get into the Los Angeles Lakers, the Fakers, the Lake Show. I'm not gonna lie. I had a lot of fun last night. I cooked up a lot of trades with this team
Oh,
because
Lord.
they have a lot of moves and avenues they can go down. I did not do a LeBron trade because
Okay.
look, LeBron's not getting traded. Like I don't care. Like bro, it's not happening. And, like it doesn't make sense for any team to trade for LeBron James
Yeah.
because one, he's going to retire a year afterwards,
Literally.
and you have to take on Bronny James as well. Like I'm okay. So we have a few trades here. We'll start off with addressing their big man problem, and this also kind of like pseudo solves a point guard problem as well. Where look, the Lakers need to get off of D'Angelo Russell. I'm sorry,
Yes.
like this experiment has to end.
It's over.
I understand in February he's going to average like 55 points when he's on the trade block, and then he'll fall away afterwards. But enough's enough. He opted into his $18.6 million deal, and I think it's time. It's done. It's gone, and it's over with. Almost all of these trades I cooked up have D'Angelo Russell going.
Ooh, wow.
Good. Yeah.
So the first trade, I have the Lakers acquiring both Jonas Valanciunas and Malcolm Brogdon from the Washington Wizards, along with a second-round pick for D'Angelo Russell, Gabe Vincent, Jalen Hood-Schifino, and a first-round pick.
Wow.
So the Wizards are doing you a favor by taking on 3 point guards that stink. I'm sorry, let's just call a spade at this point, while helping them getting a point guard who recently won Sixth Man of the Year 2 years ago, and a big man that,
He's a veteran.
yeah,
We'll call him that.
yeah, he's
He's
got-
big.
It's not bad.
He's a guy.
He's big.
He's big. He's a
He
guy.
doesn't get injured, right?
Eh,
Yeah, so he's like, he's a veteran that's not going to get injured.
Remember, he played for the
and he's just going to
Pelicans.
be in. Yeah, but he didn't get injured, though.
He did a few times. Remember, he's off the Pelicans now, though, so health.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the first trade. So since I have a lot, I'll kind of ask you after each one. What do you kind of think of this move for both sides?
I love it.
Yeah, I don't have any issues. I think we'll let you know when we have an issue. I think I have no
Yeah.
issues with that at all.
Okay, that's fair.
I was going to actually talk about this. This is actually almost exactly the trade I had for my team, which was the Wizards. I had
We can talk about it later.
pretty much
Yeah.
what you said, but I love how Brogdon going to the Lakers. I think that would be a great spot for him.
Yeah.
He's a championship piece, in my opinion.
He just needs that opportunity again because he got hurt towards the tail end of that Celtics run. That's why
Yep.
they lost, in all honesty.
Yep.
Because you got nothing from him, and then he got traded away in the Tingus Pingus trade. So, or at least he tried to.
Right.
So that's kind of how it was. And then I think he got moved in the holiday trade. That's how he got to Portland. And they moved him for Abdia and all that stuff. But yeah, it's over for D'Lo. Gabe Vincent is the Heat Dark Magic's over, and Jalen Hood-Schifino is a bust. I think it's clear to say that now, considering he had really high upside out of college.
Dang.
So that's the first trade. We have our next trade. This is 2 trades, but it's just kind of flip-flopping pieces. It's with the Utah Jazz. So the first trade I have is the Lakers it's kind of the same deal, a point guard and a center. So the Lakers acquire both Colin Sexton and Walker Kessler from the Utah Jazz in exchange for D'Lo, Jalen Hood-Schifino, and 2 first-round picks, which is the asking price for Walker Kessler. So that's the first one. Now, I think it's highly unlikely Walker Kessler moves because no one's going to meet Danny Ainge's asking price. So how do you remedy this? By throwing in someone else instead. So instead, I have the Lakers getting Colin Sexton and John Collins, along with a 2029 second-round pick for D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, a first-round pick, and 2 seconds.
Say that one more time.
So Colin Sexton, John Collins, and a 2029 second-round pick to the Lakers for D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, a 2026 first-round pick, a 2025 second-round pick, and a 2030 second-round pick.
I like the second trade a lot better.
I do like that trade.
The first trade, I think only getting D'Lo and who else back for Sexton and with Walker Kessler.
It's D'Lo and Jalen Hood-Schifino.
Yeah, I don't think they would. Sexton has a lot more value than just than D'Lo.
Well,
and
you're getting
first-round
you're getting
picks.
2 first-round picks.
Yeah,
though.
I know, but Kessler's already worth 2. Sexton, I think, is worth another one.
I don't think Kessler's worth 2. That's just his asking price. Kessler's worth
Fair.
1 without a doubt.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
only making 2.6 mil
Yeah.
Yeah.
on his rookie deal.
Collins, I like. He's a little soft.
You think so?
Yeah.
No,
I don't
not
know.
at all.
I don't think he's
I
so.
don't know.
Not at all.
I see.
Why? Is it just because he got dunked on by Anthony Edwards last year? And it
Sure.
Remember, this
looked
dude dunked.
insane?
This dude dunked on Embiid in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I like Sexton. Sexton is a great get.
He's a
I
dog.
think for the Lakers.
Yeah.
That's a dog literally.
He's a
Yeah.
dog.
D'Lo of course has to go. Gabe can go. Rui can go. That
Yeah.
trade works
They suck.
perfect wonders.
Yeah.
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 So, I just realized I forgot to do a Brandon Ingram trade. That was the
Don't worry. I have that.
Okay, good. We'll save that for Antoine. But so yeah, essentially that's kind of what it is. I don't think they're going to get Jordan Clarkson, so that's why I didn't do it.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a right fit for that team. He belongs elsewhere. So that's my Lakers Jazz trade. I have one more Lakers trade, and
Okay.
this is an interesting one, and I know this will hurt all the hearts of all the Denver Nuggets fans out there. But
Oh, I know exactly.
in this trade, the Lakers will acquire Bruce Brown and a 2025 second-round pick from the Raptors in exchange for D'Angelo Russell, Jalen Hood-Schifino, Maxwell Lewis, and 3 second-round picks.
I have no issue with that at all.
Was that who you were thinking of?
No, I was thinking of MPJ.
Oh, no. He ain't go. Why would they trade him to the Lakers? That's the one team he plays good against.
D'Lo, of course, has to go. Shafino, same thing. Lewis, second round picks, just throw in. You get Bruce Brown. It's a good piece.
Okay.
Yeah.
No error there.
I'm just looking at the Lakers and the Pelicans cap sheets. I'm just curious to see, because I know the Pelicans have specific guys that are not that are untouchable. But I imagine any trade that sends Brandon Ingram, you would most likely include D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura. But obviously, we'll get to that once Antoine covers the Pelicans later on. So, any sort of final thoughts regarding any of these Lakers trades?
I like him. He didn't do Ingram. I have Ingram. And somebody else as well going to the Lakers, which we'll find out later.
I also did leave out one more Lakers trade, but we're going to save that later on. So we'll talk about that. So
Wow, you guys got a lot on the Lakers.
exactly. Man. The Lakers could do a lot here.
They could.
So, Gio, it is your turn, my friend.
Yes, sir.
What team we're going to talk about?
My team was the Washington Wizards.
Boo.
Hey, don't insult Russell
Boring.
Westbrook's former team, bro.
Oh my goodness.
What do you have? What's
All right,
your cooking?
So I didn't necessarily come up with exact trades
That's fine.
on like where the team would, or like what team they would go to. I just came up with the possible teams that each player could go to.
Okay.
So I have Valanciunas, Brogdon, and Kuzma from the Wizards being traded, and I think Valanciunas can end up with the Lakers, as you mentioned. I think Brogdon could end up back in Milwaukee,
Ooh,
which would be very interesting.
I like that.
And I think Kuzma can end up with 3 teams, either the Clippers, Mavs, or Memphis. So, I mean, we can very briefly, we can talk about fit. I think we should start off with Brogdon. What do we think about Brogdon being back in Milwaukee? Just quick thoughts.
They need a backup point guard. They don't really have anybody that's...
No, they really don't. It's tough. I think Milwaukee's
good.
going to make a run at one of 3 guys: Brogdon, Bruce Brown, Marcus Smart. I think those are 3 guys they'll be hot on their tails for. I think Brogdon's probably the best fit offensively. I think if you need defense, Bruce Brown's your guy.
I mean, Brogdon's very good on defense.
He's a very good defender. But I think Bruce Brown in a playoff setting is going to be a lot more impactful on that end.
Okay.
But Brogdon back with Giannis, I love the fit. I like it a lot.
I like that one. I mean, also the Lakers, of course, is possible.
Yeah, the Lakers is possible, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's as good of a fit for him specifically.
So I think that Brogdon will be back with the Bucks. I hope, actually.
I like that.
I have nothing wrong with that. They need depth. They have no depth.
They do.
It's just a matter of what they can get rid of.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
Kuzma, Memphis,
What do we think about that?
Mavs, Clippers.
What's the most likely?
I love all 3
But
of
what's the
those
most
moves.
likely, and what is your favorite fit for him?
that's tough. I had to think about that for a minute.
I think...
Memphis, Mavericks, or Clippers?
I want to say Mavs.
You want to say Mavs?
Yeah.
He almost
Why?
went there last year.
Yeah, I want to say Mavs. I think you actually send Clay
Oh, wow.
to the Wizards.
Whoa.
I think
Whoa.
that...
Did you hear that?
I think that experiment's done.
Yo. That's
Bro.
insane.
Take your IQ compliment to him and take it back right now.
I said he had a 75 IQ.
Where has been... is there a positive Clay so far this season?
I mean,
in that
Clay
contract?
just dropped like 30 on the
Oh
Warriors.
yeah,
and had,
that's
like,
one
3.
game, but everything else outside of that 130-point game.
Clay hasn't hurt them. That's the thing.
No, he hasn't hurt them, and
hasn't
he
hurt
can
them
also
at
all.
win
I don't
games for
know.
you, especially in the playoffs. Like,
Exactly. You
if
need,
he gets hot in the playoffs, it's over.
bro.
for
If you
everything.
if you told someone 10 years, if you told someone 6 years ago that a team would acquire Klay Thompson and trade him before the playoffs, I would say you were drunk out of your mind.
yeah,
You have to at least give it one go with Pro.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
just try.
this is a new Clay, right? He's older now,
Yeah.
but still,
Little
it's
washed,
still
but, you
Clay.
know.
He can win you playoff games. Kuzma cannot do that for you. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
Kuzma can fit in because Luka can play the small forward easily. You put Kyrie at point guard. You put Clay at shooting guard. Luka at small forward. Kuzma can play the power forward. You have PJ Washington and Gafford rotating at the center.
Yeah,
It's not bad.
it's tough. I think
It's a lot of scores.
once you traded for PJ Washington, I think that kind of threw Kuzma out the window.
I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the most likely spot for
The
Kuzma.
the Clippers interest me.
The Clippers is an intriguing one. I honestly think that's that out of the ones you mentioned.
Yeah.
I think that's the most likely scenario. However, the team that I think he'll fit the best with is none of the teams you mentioned.
Oh wow.
Because I think he should go to Sacramento.
Oh yeah, that was another team I was thinking about.
Yeah.
So why do you say that?
Where?
I think getting off of either Kevin Herter, Kevin Herter's money is most likely going to be the one off the table because Keegan Murray's still on his rookie deal.
Right.
It just makes the most sense, and I think he kind of fits well at that 4 spot, or even just a backup 3. I think it would work because he would have played that role with Dallas anyways. But yeah, I think Kuzma's going to be very difficult to trade because bro is just not good anymore.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to say. It's hard to say. Like he could be good if he goes to the right spot. Like it's all about fit. So we'll see.
It's tough.
Yeah.
So and who's the other?
We don't have to talk about Valanciunas too much, but I mean, if you guys have any thoughts on Valanciunas, I thought he might end up with the Lakers. What do you have to say?
I think Valanciunas on the Lakers would be a terrible fit.
Okay.
Because my man is a fucking cone. Like the Lakers need defense. Valanciunas will make the problem a lot more prevalent. So
I don't know where else I could see him going.
Valanciunas, I just don't really. I mean, he'll get traded for sure. I think he's
Yeah.
going to go to the Lakers, and I think it's going to screw them over. But it's really tough. There's really no good spot for him.
Yeah. Wait, who got Thomas Bryant? Why am I having a brain
Pacers.
fart?
Pacers. That would have been good for
Yo,
them.
I'm telling you, the Lakers would. Oh man, didn't they have Thomas Bryant at one point, like a couple years ago?
Yeah, but he wasn't playing.
Nigga, he wasn't. Playing.
He wasn't playing.
Yeah,
bro.
no, he wasn't. Playing.
Sucks though.
He was just a bench rider.
Yeah, but still.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really see it happening.
Yeah.
But look, I don't mind it at all.
Yeah.
The Wizards are cleaning house.
They are.
Yeah,
That's all I got though. So.
that's not bad.
I do like
think-
it. For someone that doesn't know the trade machine, you did a very well.
Yeah,
very
I
good
don't know how
job.
to operate that trade machine. So
I got to
I'm
sit
just-
down with you and like kind of run you through it.
Yeah.
It's very enjoyable just to kind of.
It's
Is it?
fun.
It's a good
Is it?
stress reliever to just
It's
throw trade
fun.
machines together. So, any final thoughts on the Washington Wizards before we get into Antoine's second and final team?
Ooh, this is cooking.
We got.
We have the Pelicans. So everybody is on the move except, according to reports, Yves Missi, Trey Murphy, and Herb Jones.
I thought Trey Murphy was touchable. Pause.
No.
Hey yo.
I thought it was someone else.
I think Mark Stein and somebody else tweeted that everybody on the table except Missi, Trey, and Herb.
Okay, fair.
So it's on, I think, Legion's Hoops or NBA Central. You could look it up. It's there.
Yeah, it's all over Twitter.
But so I'm going to start off with my smaller trade and then get to the bigger ones. So I think CJ McCollum gets moved easily. And also a very good veteran player. I think a team that needs another veteran presence is the Orlando Magic.
You just speak a little bit louder.
I sound so fucking loud.
It's your decrescendo. As
But
you get through a sentence, you just get
I
quiet,
think the
quiet.
Magic need another vet. KCP is great.
Okay.
But McCollum is more of a scorer.
Okay.
I think McCollum could definitely play starting.
McConnell.
No, McCollum.
Oh, I'm like who?
McCollum could definitely start if Franz and Paulo have some injury bugs, and also a great guy to have on that team. And he has 2 years left. I think you move Gary Harris. He doesn't need to be there anymore. And then, unfortunately, I do think if this trade does happen, they move off of Jonathan Isaac and they send him to the Pels.
Oh God, no!
No.
Don't do that to him, bro. He's hurt enough. He's hurt enough.
Wait, it might
No.
cancel it out though for him.
Unfortunately,
Oh,
It might
no.
cancel it out for
I
John
think-
Isaac.
No,
I think he would.
Oh, man.
He gets the worst of it because
no.
you know he it just
Crap.
hasn't worked out. Start him off somewhere new. They're rebuilding in New Orleans.
Maybe.
That's a perfect spot for him to start, hopefully,
Yeah.
and rebuild his value.
Bro, you're mean.
I mean,
I listen.
I'm not against
this
that.
is the trade machine.
I'm not against
You let go of an aging vet. You get a injury prone, hopefully star player if he stays healthy down the road,
It's I don't.
and you get Gary Harris.
If you get a healthy Jonathan Isaac, I don't mind it. I hate the McCollum fit in Orlando though.
Yeah.
What?
I
I'm not a big
hate
fan of
it.
that one.
I hate it. Bro.
I see this working.
This man literally hurt the Pelicans more than he helped them throughout his entire tenure
yeah.
there.
Come on,
plays- he plays
but it's a
absolutely no
different
defense
role in
Yeah, but-
Orlando.
Yeah, but you don't need him taking all the shots.
Yeah, you don't need that.
You don't need him taking. And KCP,
got Paolo,
they
you
didn't
got
sign.
Franz.
They didn't sign KCP to bench him.
No, but I think McCollum gets minutes if somebody gets injured, and you could play him off as a sixth man if you want.
Yeah, but you're not going to trade for him to be a six man. That's the
Right.
thing.
And
You're going to trade
you're
for him.
banking on him to come off like you're banking on him to play only if someone gets injured. So it's like,
Well, I think
What's the point?
I think he could start.
And the other.
I'd rather keep Isaac.
That's the problem, though. That's the other problem too, because if you start him, you play him at point guard. That's where he doesn't belong because
Right.
that's where he struggled.
Right.
So you
Or you move KCP to the 3, McCollum on
Nah.
the 2.
KCP
KCP's shorter than me. So
Listen,
It doesn't. He's a good defender, but he's not guarding threes.
Yeah, no.
All right. This is something I don't know who else would take McCollum besides a team that's going to be in the playoffs.
I think a team that's tanking would take McCollum, to be honest with you. A team like Utah would gladly take that contract on, buy him out, and then he could just walk to whoever he wants to.
Okay. It's 2-year, $33 million. It's hefty.
Yeah. Or even
Interesting.
a team like Philly could probably take him on too.
Philly.
Okay.
It really depends on who they want to get rid of.
Yeah.
It's really just about teams' caps.
Man.
Okay.
So
It's
all right.
hard. I think he's the hardest one to trade, but the other ones
Yeah,
I
he's
have are a
tough.
little easier.
Yeah.
What's the next one?
So we're going to revisit the Lakers. This is the BI trade.
Okay.
But the Lakers are also getting someone else from the Pelicans that is coming along, and I'm sure you know the name, or two. It could be one or the other. Who do you think is coming with BI to the Lakers in this trade?
My God, this whole team.
Zion Williams. No.
This whole team's hurt. I kind of forgot who's on the roster.
For real? Oh, I thought he's.
Yeah, I was about to say Alvarado.
Trey.
Wow.
Bro. This team's so depleted. I don't know who's on the roster at this point.
They need a point guard if D'Lo's leaving.
DeJounte.
They're getting DeJounte Murray as well as BI.
They tried to get him last year.
Interesting.
So BI and DeJounte to the Lakers.
Okay.
Of course D'Lo leaves. Of course Hachimura leaves.
Okay.
Of course Gabe Vincent leaves. Austin Reeves has to go.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Max Christie has to go
Okay.
to eat the money because they're making over
They're making a good amount.
70 mil.
Yeah.
Get a monster money out.
Yeah.
And then, of course, 2 first-round picks.
Wow. What do you think? I mean,
That's too many players.
it is a bunch of
The
players.
Pelicans would have to cut like 4 guys in order to make the trade work. You need to have a third team involved in any BI
That's
trade.
what I was going to say. I don't know who else would get involved, but just for... I think they would low-key cut probably D'Lo. They would buy him out. It's a 1-year deal.
Now D'Lo would go to a third team. Like you'd probably
Yeah.
send him to like Charlotte or somewhere.
Something like that.
So you think they would keep AR?
I think
Gabe.
the Pelicans would keep Austin Reeves. They would keep Max Christie.
Yeah.
I think that's literally it. I think you'd probably get I think 2
Not
first-round
Hachimura?
picks is fair. No.
No.
Maybe. Depends on the weather.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it is a bunch of players, but I'm not against it. It's interesting. DeJounte and
Yeah.
what's his name in LA
B.I.
and BI in LA. It's,
DeJounte almost went to the Lakers last year during the season. So there's probably still more stuff going on there.
Right.
But we'll see.
yeah.
So definitely better than the CJ trade, but you need a third
Yeah.
team for that. But I'm curious what you have cooked up for this last trade because we both know who this involves.
Ooh.
What do we got?
Can you guess a team where I've sent Mr. Cookbook himself?
I really hope he didn't send him to the Knicks because that would just make the team even worse.
Where have I sent Mr. Cookbook himself?
The Warriors.
No.
It's a West team. You're close.
Oh, we did send him to a West team. I'm thinking he's either sent him to Houston or San Antonio just off of a gut feeling.
Houston.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Zion has taken his talents to Houston
Okay.
for Jabari Smith Jr., of course,
Okay.
Cam Whitmore, Steven Adams, and then I think
ruined Steven Adams.
Yeah.
Jeff Green is on a 1-year deal making $8 million. He could
No
probably
way.
he could probably get cut.
No, they need Jeff.
He throws in too many players with these
No,
trades.
Too many players.
Jeff from the Rockets.
So many players.
Yeah.
Jeff. They
So
need
you want
that.
you want to keep Jeff?
keep Jeff from the Rockets because they need that.
We'll
that veteran.
keep Jeff.
That
But
veteran
you get
presence.
Jabari, you get Cam Whitmore, 2 young guys.
Okay.
Steven Adams is injury throw-in. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you got to throw in 2 first-round picks.
Bro, you have
Steven
no idea how mean this man is. He sent Jonathan Isaac to the Pelicans.
Right.
And now he's sending Zion from the beignets to the Texas barbecue. Like it's so Joker, bro. Like, my goodness gracious.
But listen, Zion
Gotta get fatter.
in Houston.
He about to eat up.
Well, one thing I will say, Ime Udoka will make sure no bullshit happens with that man.
True.
Like Houston and Miami, like no bullshit, not at all.
True.
So that I do appreciate. Same with San Antonio as well.
Yeah.
I like the fit, but I don't think Houston's ready to get rid of Jabari Smith for an injury-prone Zion. That's
Oh,
really
wow.
the only question mark. Because
Why not?
Jabari Smith has so much upside.
That's what I'm saying.
so-
And he doesn't see it though.
He's so.
He's
trying to
been like Keegan Murray. Where the fuck is he on the court?
I mean, he played really well.
If he's like Keegan Murray, then that's a good thing. But keep going.
yeah, he played really well in the NBA Cup games. I will
Yeah.
say that.
He's streaky. But I like him.
He's streaky.
I like him.
He's a
I
good
like
player,
him, but
man.
he's streaky.
He's a good player.
I
He's a
like
good
him.
player.
I like him better than Keegan Murray. I will say that.
I kind of view them semi the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they both have really good upside. They're both just not playing in the role that fits them.
Yeah.
That just kind of is what it is. But like, I really don't know where Zion will wind up. I think he's going to be he's going to be easy to trade because his money's not guaranteed because of all the clauses and everything like that. So I'm curious to see where he does go, but I'm just not sure who takes the chance. I really don't know. And it's going to be tough to call.
The Knicks wouldn't take him. don't know why
I
you
actually
said
do think the Knicks would go for him.
that. Oh, lordy.
I could see them getting rid of Josh Hart and Mikal Bridges for that
Please do
that
it.
guy.
Please do it.
Just getting rid of more depth.
Please do it.
Please do it.
Please do that trade.
Bro, imagine.
I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, that lineup would stink.
Yeah, don't do it.
Because you would roll
We
out.
already stink.
No,
You
you
would roll out what? You'd roll out Brunson, McBride,
OG.
OG, Zion,
That'd be a
and
mess.
Cat. It would be
That'd
a mess.
Zion and Cat.
That team would fall apart
It would be so
very
bad, bro.
fast.
You guys would have to go into a rebuild in like the next 2
Yeah,
years. Like,
bro, you'd give the Nets so many first overall picks though. Oh, please make it happen. But yeah,
my
I think your BI trade was the best,
yeah.
followed by the Zion trade. Then there's like a gap, and then the Magic trade for McCollum.
I try to cook up something with McCollum. All
Yeah.
right.
I respect the effort. I will give you that.
Zion, I mean, but the thing with the fan split, you have to throw in players to get rid of money. That's why
Yeah.
I kept throwing in players.
You can get rid of picks though. Remember, a first round pick's like 12 mil.
Oh, okay.
So you
I have
can-
to do that for now
yeah.
on then. Okay.
So-
I didn't know that because when I kept moving, but of course, I think 5 players is a lot for DeJounte and
that won't happen. It'll be 2 teams.
BI. Yeah,
Three
I think
teams.
you would send one or the other to their team.
Yeah, remember like the Harden trade involved 5 teams.
Yeah.
So
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's crazy. So any final thoughts regarding any of the Pelicans trades?
That's going to be a team in rebuild,
All right,
unfortunately.
Let's get into my team. This is a lot more biased for me.
Oh, it's the
We got
Nets.
the Brooklyn Nets. This might be an hour-long segment, just so you guys know.
What are we at? We're at 32.
We're at 32 minutes in
No
this segment
way.
so far.
You only have
Yeah.
2 guys to trade, so I don't know what.
We have a
we've
few
done.
guys we can trade. So obviously, I'll get into the first one that involved the Los Angeles Lakers. That's why I saved it for this. So the Lakers need some shooting and they need some defense and they need some bigger bodies. So in this trade, the Lakers would acquire Cameron Johnson, Dorian Finney-Smith, and a 2025 second-round pick in exchange for D'Angelo Russell, who would be rerouted or bought out, Rui Hachimura, Maxwell Lewis, and a 2026 first-round pick.
Love Cam Johnson. Wherever he goes, I love it. At least if it's on a contending,
Yeah.
not contending team, but playoff team.
Yeah, he'll help out massively.
Yes.
And I think Dorian Finney-Smith is the real kicker here because I think he could provide good minutes next to LeBron.
He could.
LeBron could play the 3, which would be huge.
You know what? That's I
DFS
didn't
plays the
think of
4.
Yeah, he plays the 3. He plays the 3, 4, and 5, but he
Where
mainly
you
plays the
going to
4.
put Cam?
Cam Johnson's going to play the 3.
So LeBron will play the 4.
Yeah,
Or
DFS
the
will, DFS will come off the bench, but you can run lineups with both of them.
Right.
And I think that'll really work out. The Nets, I really hope we don't keep D'Lo because I want to tank, but like I want to tank ethically. I really don't want to have D'Lo chucking up shots. The experiment's over with now, so I'm fine with that. And then Rui, I don't know. We'll probably flip both of them to be fair, or maybe get a third team involved. So that's kind of the first trade I cooked up.
Okay.
The next trade, this involves the Orlando Magic. So this trade sees Bojan Bogdanovic, you could easily substitute Cam Johnson here, going to the Orlando Magic with a second-round pick for Cole Anthony, Jet Howard, and 2 second-round picks.
Oh, I love that trade for the Nets. They get Cole Anthony and Jet Howard.
Yeah,
Those guys have been hooping.
Reunite Jet Howard with his father, and Cole Anthony just has not been...
Anthony Black has overtaken him.
Cole Anthony hasn't worked out.
Yeah.
I think he would fit right in with the Nets as a perfect Dennis Schroder replacement.
Okay.
I like the fit.
like it.
And I think Bojan or Cam Johnson gives the Magic the shooting they need,
Okay.
kind of as a bench spark.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boyan's going to come back from his injury.
Bojan's really hard to trade right now because he has no value because he's hurt.
Yeah.
But he's a $19 million expiring contract, so we'll see.
Yeah.
But what do you think of that one?
That's a nice trade. To give up Jet Howard and Cole just for Boyan like that?
I don't know much about Jet Howard.
He was a first round pick last year. He was in the G League the whole year. Now he stepped up.
He's closer.
he's
He's
a bench
closer.
guy.
The way he thinks about Jabari Smith is the way I kind of would see Jet Howard.
Okay.
He doesn't have as much upside anymore.
Got you.
So they've kind of quickly moved past
Okay.
it. So,
Jay Howard to the Nets along with Cole Anthony.
He can get some good minutes in the Nets for sure.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't mind it at all.
I don't mind that one.
All right. We have our penultimate trade. So in this, the Nets make a deal with the Sacramento Kings. So the Kings acquire both Cam Johnson, Day'Ron Sharpe, and a second-round pick in exchange for Kevin Huerter, Trey Lyles, Jordan McLaughlin, and a 2026 first-round pick.
Why would you do that trade?
Because we can flip Kevin Huerter for more assets. Trey Lyles and Jordan McLaughlin are on expiring contracts, which is what we want.
Do you guys even need more assets?
Don't you want Day'Ron Sharpe on that team, though?
I do, but I don't see the Nets keeping him. He's a restricted free agent at the end of this season, so I just don't see it happening. And we need the expiring contracts.
That's
How much assets do you guys need?
A lot. Remember, Sam Presti's got like boatloads compared to us, so we're trying to catch up.
Okay.
I like it, but you're not really getting your bang for your buck and talent in return.
I mean, we're getting the first round pick. We don't care about the live body assets.
Right.
We just
Yeah.
need the picks.
The picks will, they'll come together.
Okay.
Exactly.
That's not bad.
Now, Gio, this trade should intrigue you for a very specific reason.
Okay.
Because I have the Nets making a deal with the Denver Nuggets.
Oh, we.
And this is exactly what they need.
Russ to the Nets.
No way.
So in this trade,
Don't cry.
in this trade, so unfortunately, Dennis Schroder would have worked, but he got moved.
Yep.
Cam Johnson's too expensive, so that can't happen. So in this trade, the Nuggets acquired Dorian Finney-Smith and
yes.
Day'Ron Sharpe
Yes.
in exchange for Zeke Naji, Dario Saric, and Vlatko Chanchar. You could easily sub Chanchar out for like some picks.
That's it?
That's it.
I don't know if that's even an equal trade.
Day'Ron Sharpe and Diaz. You just
Those guys in the Nuggets suck.
Well, they do, but the problem is...
Did you get a pick?
The problem is that Dorian Finney-Smith should have gotten traded 2 years ago, but he's got no value left.
Right.
So
Did
it's
you get a
kinda
pick?
done.
I would
No.
love if Dorian Finney-Smith was on the Nuggets. I would love that.
He'd be a perfect fit next
Bro.
to Jokic. And Day'Ron Sharpe is probably the best backup five for Jokic as far as fit goes.
Wow.
Considering this man has the third highest rebound percentage in the NBA
wow.
behind Jokic. So, yeah.
Wow.
All right.
This would be
That Denver trade is a lot of crap for a lot of good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, but as a Denver fan right now, currently,
Temporary Denver
I
fan.
love that trade, Tyler.
Yeah,
Thank you.
for Denver,
Okay.
it works.
Yeah, I think it does work in the sense of I think the Nets.
What does it do for the Nets, though?
The Nets could actually see some upside with Zeke Naji. I think him on a
think
team
so?
with no expectations, because he's more of a power forward. I think we already have our centers with Claxton. We'll probably acquire more centers with trades we make.
Yeah.
So I don't mind it.
Sarge is on his way out the league, man. The way he's
The
playing.
way he's playing, I could definitely see it happening.
Yeah, and then
So-
who's the other guy you said?
Vlatko
Vlatko
Chanchar.
Chanchar.
He's hurt.
Bro.
So it's it's damaged goods.
Yeah.
So he tore his meniscus, I think. So yeah, that's the final trade I had regarding the Brooklyn
Okay.
Nets. So
I have no issues. I don't know why Ben Simmons is not on any of those trades.
bro, he makes $41 million. Who the hell has the cap to
Yeah.
take that on? Like, he's gonna get bought out. He's probably gonna.
True.
He's honestly gonna walk.
Is it his
to-
last year?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm just I'm confused in the sense of I know they said the Celtics had a chance to get him. They'd have to trade for him because he makes over the MLE.
They don't.
The Celtics are over
they
the
don't-
second apron.
They don't need it.
So Ben Simmons will probably. I don't even think he's going to get bought out. He's going to be on the roster. They'll let him walk, and he'll go sign with someone for the vet minimum, and that will be that.
40 mil to vet minimum in 1 year. Life hits you real quick.
Happened to Russ,
Yeah, it did.
so it's going to happen to Brunson.
Yeah.
Whoa, relax.
I love how I agree with that automatically.
Brunson is averaging double, triple the amount Ben's averaging right now. Let's just hold our horses.
I mean, look, he had how many points in the elimination game? 14. So
listen,
You're looking it up.
It's NBA Cup.
yeah, look, still a game that matters. It's an
It did,
elimination
yeah.
It's
game.
the Emirates Cup.
Emirates NBA Cup.
Okay, thank
So
you. What's
any-
your last team?
Yeah,
But
what's
yeah,
your-
but anyways, my last team is not a team, it's a player.
Oh.
it is technically a team.
Oh, yeah. I know what the team
Yeah.
and player it is.
So the player is Jimmy Butler.
What
Okay.
a player! What a player, lad.
Yeah, what a player. He's a team in and of itself, okay?
He really is, though.
Yeah.
Team full of hairstyles.
Seriously, team full of personality, you know. He's
got
really that
orange hair
guy.
now.
He's an all-around guy, Jimmy.
He's just a guy.
Yeah. So I have Jimmy going to a couple teams. I want to get you guys' thoughts. Those two teams are the Warriors or the Rockets.
Thank goodness for not doing a Nets trade. Appreciate that. Appreciate that a lot.
Yes.
I don't want to mess with that.
So, what do we think about Jimmy's fit with the Warriors versus with the Rockets? What do we think about those fits there? How far can those teams go if they do acquire Jimmy? And what would those teams have to give up if they acquire Jimmy?
I like both teams equally.
I like the Warriors fit a lot.
Yeah.
I love the Warriors fit.
Why?
Could you imagine that starting lineup, bro?
Name it.
Steph Curry, Dennis Schroder, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, Trace Jackson Davis.
Wow.
You can flip that around with Kuminga and
Right.
Draymond or Looney.
Who are they sending though to Miami?
Well, if it's to the Warriors, you're getting off
Yeah.
of Wiggins, Kuminga, and Pods.
So
All
no
right.
Kuminga then
Exactly.
in that starting lineup.
So yeah,
Yeah. But still,
Wiggins is the money matcher.
yeah. So
Um,
Wiggins gone. Pods? Do you think Pods is gone?
Pods is definitely
100%.
gone.
You think so? You think we're
Yes.
going to give up on him?
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's for a
Yeah.
star, then yes.
I mean, he has been playing good, but like,
No.
I still think the Warriors are waiting on the chance to pounce at Giannis.
okay.
That's the only reason why I don't see them doing it.
So you don't see this happening.
I don't.
So do you see this happen? Do you see the Rockets getting Jimmy?
No.
No.
The Rockets are waiting for either Kevin Durant or De'Aaron Fox to become
wow.
available.
Okay.
And that's why that's why they wanted the Phoenix picks from us when they gave us our picks back.
Okay.
Because they know they could entice Phoenix if they want, even Devin Booker. If one of them
Wow.
requests out,
Yeah.
they could easily entice them with their own picks back from the Kevin Durant trade.
Yeah.
And that's essentially what I think will happen. So you're kind of caught between a rock and a hard place. Pause, in the sense that they could easily get Jimmy on both of these teams. I think they have greener pastures ahead that they want to get to.
Okay. So they're going to hold out. They're not going to fall for the instant gratification. They're going to go for the whole shebang.
Correct.
Got you. Now, what team is Jimmy most likely to go to, according to you?
That's a great question, Your Honor. I would really love to know the answer, but I just don't.
You just don't know right
I
now.
have no clue. I really don't know.
Okay.
There's not.
Anthony, what do you think is the most likely landing spot for Jimmy? Do you think he stays with the Heat? Do you think he goes?
The Warriors seem like the most. They need a scorer. They got Schroder already.
Right.
The Rockets are hard. I think I agree with him with the KD.
Okay.
I think that's going to be an offseason priority for them. Fox is interesting. Fox in Houston.
Yeah.
I never saw that coming.
I could see
I did
Houston
not see that
working.
coming either.
I could see Houston working.
Houston working for Jimmy?
Yeah, I could
Okay.
see it. I just don't know if they necessarily want to go for that, if that
Right.
makes any sense. You know what?
Yeah.
I was going to say Dallas, but I don't really think so.
Yeah.
We know the Phoenix thing was a lie from Shams, so that's definitely not happening. There really just is not a good place for Jimmy right now in this new
Yeah.
CBA. It's
Jimmy, I
kinda-
feel like Jimmy's a hard player to fit in.
Pause.
Okay. But he's a difficult player to have fit in to a team that's already trying to contend, like the Rockets, like the Warriors, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
he's not a guy that could easily fit in. Usually those are guys that easily fit in. They're usually good shooters or can grab a bunch of rebounds or something like that.
Yeah.
Jimmy kinda, I don't know.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Jimmy's a weird situation.
He is.
The
Like,
si-
'cause
the
like we said,
situation-
he's a team by himself.
The situation of his trade really kind of matches him in general.
Yeah.
So,
If they don't move him, he's definitely leaving in the offseason free
oh,
agency.
yeah, absolutely. I think a sign and trade's going to happen
Yeah.
Yeah.
wherever he goes.
But
How many
wait,
more? Okay, what are you gonna?
I was going to say,
Yeah.
you're saying for Houston to get KD, they have the Suns picks back.
So when we made the trade with you, right? It was
Yeah.
we made a contingency deal with Houston, and if we got the deal done, we would get that done. So we got the 6 picks from you, and then we also swapped our picks back in 2026, and we got our first in 2025 back, and gave them the more favorable Phoenix pick that they gave us
To
in the
Houston.
Kevin Durant trade. Yes.
So Houston has Phoenix's picks now.
Depending on how it works out, I know we still have some of them, but if Booker or KD becomes available, Houston will be hot on their tail for that, and getting Phoenix their own pick back would be huge. So
Yeah.
that's kind of what it is. But I think Golden State's a better fit. I see Houston happening first, though.
Okay, so Houston for you, and then what about you?
You think Houston for Butler?
I think it's the most.
What's
likely.
more likely between the two?
Yeah, it's
What would you say? I would say Houston as well, Tyler. I would agree with that.
What are you giving up from Houston?
It's a good question.
a good question. Let me go to the trade machine right
It's
now.
harder.
It's very hard, actually.
It's a very
Easton
hard.
has to go.
Why would you do that, bro?
No, you got to move Jabari Smith.
No.
No, bro.
Gotta keep Jabari. I
I'm
mean,
so glad you're not a GM.
but here's the thing, though.
Who are you moving? Dylan Brooks and Fred VanVleet?
Yeah,
You might have to move Dylan
You gotta
Brooks.
move. You gotta move.
Jimmy Butler makes
VanVleet.
$49 million. Good God.
Yeah.
You got to get first.
VanVleet gotta go.
VanVleet. And
So no, you're keeping VanVleet. You're getting
No
rid of
way.
you're getting rid of Dylan Brooks. You're getting rid of Steven Adams. That already recoups 35 of the 40 for the $49 million.
Okay.
And then
Jock Landale.
you could throw in Jock Landale. He makes $8 million. And I think honestly, you're
And
probably in business.
3 first-round picks or 2?
Two. No, it's an expiring contract. You're probably getting rid of one.
Yeah.
It's a risky trade. I
It
will
is.
say that. So
Yeah.
it's tough.
Yeah.
But
How many more years? Really quick, brief question. How many more years does Jimmy have left of good basketball?
Ooh,
3.
3
years.
Yeah.
He'll get a 3-year deal in his next contract.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's it.
He'll
He'll
probably-
call it wraps.
He'll get a 4-year deal and retire before the last year, and he'll get
Yeah.
the full money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is essentially the Jimmy situation. Let's put that in the comments where you think he'll go.
Yeah.
Because we have no fucking clue.
interesting one,
I
yeah.
genuinely have no idea. I think if he doesn't get moved this season, I could see him coming to the Nets in the offseason.
I was gonna say I was gonna cook up a Jimmy trade to the Nets.
Yeah. Honestly,
I could see him coming
That
to the
might
Nets.
happen, bro.
I wouldn't hate it if we get Dylan Harper
Yeah.
or VJ Edgecombe, then I would condone the Jimmy Butler move. If we get Cooper Flag, it's just redundancy because they play the same position.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'm not really a huge fan of it. If we don't win the lottery, then I might be able to want Jimmy Butler. Might. Heavy emphasis on the might.
Right.
But as far as the rest goes, then yeah, I don't know. I still think the Warriors have that slight hope in the Bucks falling apart, which is very likely to happen.
You think so?
Yes, because look, Middleton's on the decline. You're gonna pay Damian Lillard $65 million in like 2 years. We don't know the patience level of Giannis. We don't. If he does want to request out, I think the Warriors are probably the team he goes to, because the Warriors can get rid of Wiggins, they can get rid of Kuminga, they can get rid of Moody, they can get rid of Pods, along
Yeah.
with all the draft assets
Sure,
they
they got a
have.
lot of guys. Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense. And you pair Steph up with Giannis,
Yeah.
the Warriors are contending again.
Yeah.
So that's kind of
I
it.
don't, know. I don't think that's gonna happen, but
I don't think it will either, but that's what the Warriors are banking on. Because, answer this question for me: do you think the Warriors are contenders if they have Steph and Jimmy or Steph and Bi, or are they contenders with Steph and Giannis?
yeah, you're right.
Giannis, 100%.
So that's kind of what I see with it.
Okay.
And look, low key, if he doesn't have a good March, if the Rockets do make a trade, you could see Jalen Green out the door also.
Ooh,
So
crazy.
I don't know.
If
You're
you-
hating on me for Jabari
Nah, they're not
Smith,
gonna
and you're
get rid
saying
of
Jalen Green's out the door.
Well,
Jabari,
maybe they got Reed Shepard back there just sitting waiting.
Jabari
for
Smith
minutes.
has a higher upside, but if you look at all the G League Ignite players outside of Kuminga, they stink. I'm sorry. Like Scoot Henderson,
Dyson Daniels just popped off this year. He
That's
was
true.
G-League Ignite.
exactly, but he's not a first option. Like Jalen Green was the second overall pick. He's supposed to be like the best player on the team.
Yeah.
So these G League Ignite players, that's why the team folded, because their development was poor. So
Where did Amin and Assar come from? The Ignite?
overtime elite.
Overtime elite.
Yeah.
Yes, that's where it was from.
They're also outliers too. They're just insanely good. Because look, the
genetically
most
gifted.
recent overtime elite player is not playing well in Alex Sarr. So
Oh.
going the college route still seems to be the move, or going to play overseas in Europe or Australia.
Right.
That's what it is. But yeah, lads, any final thoughts regarding the trades?
Nah, I want to see these
No.
trades. I want to see trades happen. I want to grade some trades. I want to see who goes where instead of us just mocking these up. But
Well, that's the beauty of the new. That's the one beauty of the new CBA. These teams have to act fast on the trade market, which is why OG got traded last December, because the Raptors needed to get off of him.
yeah,
So we'll see what happens. I'm assuming there's going to be trades to talk about. Hopefully, we have a Christmas trade. That would be cool.
that would be cool.
And yeah, I think as far as that goes, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of episode number 36 of the Floor Spacer podcast. Guys, how we feeling?
Oh,
We
Good.
just crossed 9 months of doing this show. So
yeah, it's a new year coming around the corner, 2025, and then it's going to be a full year of us instead of 9 months.
exactly. And that'll be what, March of just in general, April for pods.
Yeah,
So we're hoping we're hoping we're going to get something cool planned for our 50th episode when the time comes.
Okay.
So we'll kind of discuss
That's
that
almost there.
as it gets closer in February. But Gio, you know what time it is. It's that point in the video.
You know,
What
I
do
have
the people at home comment?
I have the perfect phrase.
Phrase?
We're gonna do a phrase today.
Okay.
The phrase is "turn off the fan"
Yes.
because it's cold in here.
Ah.
Turn
Anthony,
off the fan.
will you turn off the fan?
You have ice in your veins?
Literally. Okay.
Okay.
But yeah,
We'll
that's-
turn off
that's
the fan
phrase for
after
this
we end this.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
open
yeah.
the door.
Turn it off,
Okay.
bro. But yeah, obviously, if you guys did enjoy today's episode, be sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Closing in on 4K, trying to get there by the end of the year. We only have a little under 2 weeks left, so help us get there. If you're on Spotify audio platforms, give us 5 stars, answer the polls, all that good stuff. Follow our socials at Floor Spacer Pod. Links down in the description. Follow our personal socials, which you can see on the screen. We have other ones down in the description as well. Get Gio to 1 million Twitter followers. Our next episode is going to come out after Christmas, so we do hope you guys have a very happy and healthy Christmas.
Yes,
Although, stay
course.
tuned for next week because we will be decked out in Christmas colors and Santa hats and all that stuff. It should be a very fun episode.
Yes.
We're obviously going to cover the NBA Cup Championship, but by the time this episode comes out, it will be done and over with. So we'll see if we were right when this airs. And yeah, I think as far as that goes, ladies and gentlemen, we'll probably also cover the Christmas games too. Although that'll
sure.
be a week after
100%.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, lads, is there any final thoughts, final comments, questions, concerns, anything for the people at home before we head on out?
Look, guys, have a very, very Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to all of you.
Yeah. Happy
Love you
Hanukkah.
guys.
Happy Kwanzaa. Merry Christmas. We'll see you before New Year's.
Yeah.
So we don't say that yet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
That's
that
it.
Spend time with the fam and just enjoy.
Enjoy
Yeah,
the
and
presents.
And watch the pod.
Watch
Watch
sports.
the pod.
Watch
Yeah.
the-
Sports. Watch NFL. Watch basketball. Watch
Watch
college football.
No.
Watch
Everything.
college
No.
basketball.
No, watch the pod.
Watch the pod.
Watch the pod.
Watch the Floor Spacer podcast.
Yes.
And yeah, so we hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all for watching. We love you all endlessly. We'll see you all next week in our final episode of 2024, aka episode 37. Peace out.
3-7.